Alright, stream should be live. I'm going to pull up chat, post the Discord announcement, do other things. So this might take 2 or 3 minutes. So bear with me if you're watching the VOD. You could also skip ahead 2 or 3 minutes. I might put some timestamps in. Yada yada. Alright, chat's pulled up. Alright, stream announcement time. Here we go. Yuri time! Gonna add everyone. I'm gonna add Ronzo specifically. Alright, let's see. So that's announced. There's a few more things that I want to set up. Then I'll be good to go. If anybody's watching the VOD and just listening in, hanging in there for whatever reason, I usually stream Yuri titles on Saturdays. And sometimes on other days like Fridays, Sundays, I stream different content like maybe Genshin and other things. Let's see. Alright, I gotta put things into playlists and stuff. And I poured myself a cup of sake, and it smells so good. Alright, put some tags on this live stream just in case that has any positive effect. Alright, let me just take a sip of sake and then we'll get started. Has a pretty strong flavor. I don't know, a lot of these I feel taste similar to me. This was a different variety from what I had last time. This was Junmai Ginjo. Last time I had Sayuri. It tastes pretty similar, I would say. I'm gonna hold off before I take the next sip. Stepping into the living room, I could see the cloudy morning sky through the window, its canvas complemented by a multitude of buildings towering in the distance like they were an elaborate bar graph. I flipped the switch on the wall, leaving only the lamp on the nightstand on. A groan escaped my lips as I felt the cold in the room. I lifted off a paperback from the shelf below the phone. I bought the thing shortly before my business trip at a bookstore near the station. After making myself comfortable on the sofa next to the window, I swiped off the dust from the book I had just picked up and began reading from the page that had my bookmark. Yet, after only a few or so pages, I had to return to the first page again. I went at it again, skimming through the parts I understood on my first go, turning pages with one hand while adjusting my glasses with the other. The somewhat loose and metallic part of my working reading computer glasses turned with a low creak. The washing machine I turned on before coming to the room let out a loud beep just as I was about halfway done with the book. I closed the book and went to pick up my laundry. The orange hue of the morning sky entered my vision through the window as I rose from the sofa. By the time I finished hanging the last of my clothes, the white shirt of my work outfit, the sun that was only slightly peeking from the horizon when I started had risen high into the sky. A stray gust of wind drifted in through the window, making my laundry flutter like the many legs of some octopus-like being. As I gave Takako's shirt on the hanger a few pats, my hand hit something hard around the vicinity of the breast pocket. I slid my fingers into it and pulled out a wet business card. I turned it over, but the name was too washed out to read. In the end, I returned to my room and flipped the thing into the trash can. Bro, I think that was her friend's business card from last stream. Inhaling a lungful of air, I glanced at my paper bag, still resting on the sofa, and then the fridge, before my gaze finally settled on the calendar hanging on the wall. An illustration of an autumn landscape decorated its current page right below the name of the month. More specifically, it displayed a post-harvest field split apart by a long road in the middle. The road itself was flanked by trees on both sides, their fallen leaves covering the ground with spots of orange and yellow. The hands of the wall clock next to the calendar completely overlapped. I rubbed my right shoulder with my left hand and continued to the kitchen. For breakfast, I whipped up some scrambled eggs with salad. Once I had finished eating it, I began cleaning my apartment. First, I separated the boxes in the corridor into things I should keep, things I should throw away, and things I should send to Takako's family. I brushed the dust off on one of the boxes I decided to send. I grabbed the magic marker from the living room and popped off its cap. Looking carefully at a postcard I took from the bundle near the phone, I wrote the address of her house on the front of the box and mine on the back. Before taping the box shut, I slipped in a letter I wrote for her family. It was an apology for being so late to send it. As I finished packing, I returned to the living room and phoned the delivery service, booking them for the earliest possible time. After placing the phone back to its place, I turned around and noticed the boxes, all separated into categories of what should be left here and what should be sent away. Not a single box had been marked to be thrown away. Things I couldn't figure out uses for I instantly discarded, while the rest went back into their boxes. By the end of it, I didn't have enough items to fill even a single box. I picked up the scissors and packing tape from the floor. Is this everything? Yes, thank you very much. As the middle-aged man carried the last of my boxes with his broad arms into the elevator, a younger and taller man handed me the receipt. The younger man gave me a brief bow and hurried away to the elevator that the older man was keeping open for him. Once I saw them leave, I locked my door and returned to the living room. Placing my wallet in the bamboo basket, I heaved a brief sigh. What's going on, Azure? I glanced at my feet to see the rays of the sun almost reaching them. Am I finally first? You're finally first. After directing a brief glance at the clock on the wall, I stepped onto the balcony and touched the denim panties on the hanger to check if they had dried. As I gazed outside, I spotted the balcony of the mansion to my left. The futon that was there when I was hanging out my own laundry had since disappeared. I collected my clothes and closed the balcony door behind me. Hold on, I'm going to pause for a second. There's something I want to take a note about on Discord. Where am I going? Where am I going? Which channel? I'm going here. What would you call this? I don't think this is the right word. But I'll take that note. And there's something else I gotta do later that I'm going to forget. And I'll figure out a way to remind myself. Yes, buys. Dang, leaving already? It was nice seeing you, Azure. I might have to go though, because I'm going to the mall for a few minutes. Alright, you have fun at the mall. Let me know if you buy something cool. I sat down next to the mountain of clothes and started folding them. It felt somewhat cold in the apartment even after closing the windows, but the sunlight filtering in from outside warmed me up a little. After folding the jackets, I separated the clothespins from the underwear and folded them as well. I grabbed the matching socks by the cuff and folded one into the other to create a ball. I heard the floor creak as I picked up one black sock and continued to look for the next. As I returned the dark blue sock I picked up by mistake to my mountain of accumulated laundry, the living room door opened. Will you be streaming like in 30 or 40 minutes? I will be streaming for like 2, maybe 2.5 hours, so yes. To have some entertainment, yo, bro. I thought arguing with Coast was your main form of entertainment. Takako appeared in her pajamas and continued to the kitchen, stifling a yawn with one hand. I followed her with my gaze until she disappeared behind. Oh boy. They're talking about yawning and now I have to yawn. See what they do when they talk about yawns? They curse me. Until she disappeared behind the corner. And continued staring at the wall as Takako vanished behind for a couple of seconds when her head suddenly popped into view again. Do we have anything to eat? No. I'm hungry. Takako gave her belly a light pat. It's way past lunchtime. You'll have to manage until dinner. Do we have any snacks? No. Sachiko is like mad pro with these one-word replies. I hate people who do one-word replies though. Gotta be real. I'll be back for you. Bye, Chiyu. See you in a few minutes, I think. I promise I'll be back. Alright, you have fun, Azure. With that, Takako disappeared back into the kitchen. I could hear the sounds of the opening drawers. No way, there's really nothing here. Did you already eat all the cookies in the jar? When did we even have such a thing? Whatever, I guess I'll just eat sugar or something. Hey, I'll start preparing dinner after I'm done with the laundry, okay? What are you going to make? I absentmindedly checked the calendar and the clock on the wall. I don't know. What do you want? Sukiyaki. We don't have enough soy sauce. You know what? I kind of want sukiyaki now, shit. I don't think I've ever had sukiyaki. Then I'll go buy some. Takako emerged from the kitchen holding a cup of barley tea. Is there anything else you need? Soy sauce and meat for sukiyaki. I can manage the rest. I'm not seeing any shirataki either. Takako opened the fridge and looked inside. That too. Is that all? Guess I could also use some detergent. Gotcha. Oh man, they're gonna use detergent for the sukiyaki. That's gonna be a bussin' meal. Takako opened the living room door and disappeared beyond it. The door closed behind her with a thud. I could see the orange rays of the evening sun reflected on the polished wood. The room felt completely silent, with only the distant cawing of ravens from outside reaching my ears. My reading was interrupted by the sound of the rice cooker signaling that the rice was done. I slid the bookmark into my paperback and left it on the sofa. Stepping into the kitchen, I opened the fridge. I grabbed all the eggs from the holders on the top shelf of the door, then reached for the oil and a bowl in the bottom cabinet. After cracking the eggs on the side of the bowl, I discarded their shells in the garbage basket below the sink. I picked up a pair of chopsticks and parted the two pieces ever so slightly, then gently began moving them back and forth to mix the white with the yolk. Man, they're making me hungry, and I like legit just had 2 meals for lunch, basically. As I was doing that, I heard the front door behind me unlock. I heard the floor creak and the living room door opened. I'm back. Takako left the shopping bag on the table and pulled up a nearby chair to sit down. Welcome home. Leaving the bowl with my mixed egg, I moved to the kitchen and checked the contents of the shopping bag Takako brought back. I found a pack of sukiyaki meat with a bargain sale sticker on it, some chrysanthemum greens, shirataki. What about the soy sauce? It should be at the bottom. I found it under the shirataki bag. I thanked her, and she responded by raising her arm. Once I got out everything I needed from the bag, I brought them to the kitchen. I left the frying pan on the stove. I turned its knob 3 times until the flame lit up, then drained the oil from the frying pan with a kitchen towel as I heated it up. There was a beep, followed by the sound of the TV. As the probability of rain remains high, we recommended taking an umbrella in the event of going out. It was the Reddit forecast. It says it's gonna rain tomorrow. Huh? I reached out to the bottle of mentsuyu on the cabinet and dripped a few drops of it into my egg bowl before stirring the mixture with my chopsticks again. Once I was finished with that, I spilled about a half of what was in the bowl into the frying pan. A sharp sizzling sound followed. I rotated the frying pan so the beaten eggs would cover its entire surface, then popped the bubbles that would appear on it with my chopsticks. A delicious smell began to fill the entire kitchen. I could hear the sound of changing TV channels from the living room. Are you frying eggs over there? Takako momentarily stopped fiddling with the remote control. Yes. The eggs in the frying pan started to congeal. I folded the whole thing in half with my chopsticks. I drained the oil from the newly opened area with a kitchen towel, and after moving the folded egg to it, drained the other half as well. Finally, I unfolded the egg and spilled the rest of the bowl's contents on it. Smells like we're having a feast tonight. You're about the only one who gets this excited over a sukiyaki and a fried egg. I love fried eggs. As the egg began to harden, I folded it again, while also making some minor adjustments to its shape with my spatula. I'm pretty sure this is a dream, though. Oh yeah? Yes. I see. Well, I don't care as long as I get my food. As I sat up from the sofa, I immediately clutched my head in response to a sudden sharp jolt of pain. I glanced out the window to see the sun already vanishing beyond the horizon and a few stray stars shining in the night sky. My laundry was all neatly folded next to my feet. There was no pot on the dining table in front of the TV, nor any shopping bag on the other table. I stood up and peeked out the living room door to check the boxes. They were indeed gone. I closed the door again, then turned around and stuffed my dried clothes into their designated drawers before getting ready to make my second dinner tonight. I closed the window behind my desk to keep the autumn cold out. Upon returning to my desk and glancing at all the documents littering it, I tapped the middle finger of my right hand against the desk surface a number of times. I read through a document and signed it with a pen from the pouch to my right. There was a field for the date next to my name. I looked away from the papers to the wall behind the rest of office desks. Fixed to it were a round clock and a whiteboard listing our schedules. It contained our names, whereabouts, the times we'd be leaving the office, and other information. The names listed included Mizuno Sachiko, Oita Fumi, Inukai Takehiko, and Sawatari Annalise. Above Mizuno Sachiko, there was an empty space with traces of Takako's name on it. Fumi, can I get your review on this? I added the date on the whiteboard to the document. I'm a bit busy right now. Inukai handed a memory stick and a bundle of freshly printed files to Fumi. Fumi took out a color sample from her desk. What is it? A poster for the firework festival. I see. I'll give it a look later. Just leave it here. I only made a few minor adjustments, so maybe I can just hand it in like that. Inukai glanced at the paper in his hand. Are you confident it's okay? More or less. Make sure to attach your photo to the thing so everyone knows it's your work and not mine, okay? I have some extra ID pictures. Can I use them? Make it look like those vegetable packs you often see at the Whole Foods market. You know, the ones with pictures depicting the farmer who grew them. Fumi handed Inukai a pen case with drawing instruments. I'm getting worried about this. Fumi, can you look at it for him after all? I'm almost done, so I'll make sure to check it today. I put an end to their game. Inukai gave Fumi's desk, covered in plush toys and textbooks, a quick glance and placed the paper there. Hey, don't put it on my plushies. Fumi lifted the paper off the top of a little round sheet, then put it into a plastic case that served as a scaffold for a pile of textbooks on her desk. I could see Takako's barren desk beyond it. There was only an empty glass jar on it, aside from a few papers intended for the new employee taking over her job. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna take me another sip of sake. A bell similar to that of schools reverberated in the room. I'll go outside. Inukai left the office. I opened the file and after picking out a few colored pictures from it, slipped them into a brown envelope alongside the documents I had signed. Fumi stood up as I was jotting down the zip code, seemingly having finished her job early. Did you bring your lunch today? I'm sorry, I couldn't wake up early this morning. I see. I'll drop by a convenience store on my way back. Would you like something? No, I'm good. I see. I opened the bottom drawer, stuffed the envelope inside, and locked it. I pulled out my wallet from my handbag, resting next to the drawer, and stood up. I'll be off then. Later. I addressed Fumi as she was on her way to the kitchen. The bell affixed to the corner of the cafe's door gave off a chime. I sat down at the counter and ordered a 1-coin lunch. As I absentmindedly observed the steward in a black and white suit prepare coffee, someone rose from their seat at the back of the restaurant and stood behind me. Sachi. I turned around to see Narasaki raising her hand in greeting. You were here? I was waving at you when you came in. I didn't notice at all. So I've seen. I was starting to wonder if this was some elaborate game on your part. I'm not into things like that. Narasaki placed the saucer for coffee on the counter and sat down next to me. What did you order? Lunch. Did you eat already? I was enjoying a cake. A cheesecake with green tea? Nah, I tried something else today. You coming here a lot? Yeah. I told you this place was close to the clinic. Narasaki crossed her legs and beckoned for the steward, ultimately ordering another cup of coffee. You came here before lunchtime? I came about 30 minutes ago. I finished my morning shift early. Well, I guess that's usually how things go anyway. The steward came over and placed 2 cups of coffee on the counter, one for Narasaki and one for me. Thank you. Narasaki passed my cup to me. Before long, I received the salad part of my lunch set as well. Do you know what foreign bin is? Narasaki addressed me just as I stuck my wooden fork into the salad. Fuari what? Foreign bin. Never heard of it. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have. What is it? Even I've only heard about it for the first time last week. One of our patients was crying that he had lost his foreign bin. You should have asked him about it. I placed a forkful of salad into my mouth. I could feel the taste of the traditional dressing and the onion spreading across my tongue. It's common practice to change the subject when a patient starts talking about something strange, so as not to encourage their delusions. So it's just something he made up in his mind? Well, the same patient came to the clinic today and was overjoyed about having finally found his foreign bin. Curiosity was gnawing away at me. All I could do was say I was happy for him and end the conversation there. Narasaki took a sip of her still steaming coffee. Foreign bin? Yep, foreign bin. I put a slice of tomato in my mouth. It melted in my mouth with a cool sensation and a hint of sweetness. I'm afraid I have no idea what it could be. But it doesn't sound that weird to say, does it? It sounds very weird to say, honestly. Like, it gives you the feeling that you might have heard the words somewhere. I'd say it's entirely possible it might have come up in some picture book or something. Narasaki placed a palm on her forehead, making an excellent, excited smile. I don't get it. Do you get a lot of these things at work? Absolutely. When you work with these kinds of patients, you tend to hear an unusual word here and there, like beam surfer. What's that? This patient would apparently wake up laughing in the middle of the night, but come morning, he could no longer remember what cracked him up to that extent. But since he was laughing that much, he figured it must have been something hilarious, so one time he left a pen and paper next to his pillow before hitting the sack. He woke up laughing as usual, but jotted down everything before going back to sleep so he could remember. Then morning came and all he found on the paper were those 2 words. Makes me wonder what was so funny about it. I don't know. Nor did he. As I finished swallowing the last tomato, the steward brought the main dish, a sandwich with smoked salmon and cream cheese. That sounds pretty good. It was separated into 3 pieces to make it easier to eat. I wiped my fingers with a napkin, picked up one of the pieces and put it into my mouth. And I took a gulp of the coffee, which had now cooled off just enough to be comfortable to drink. Feeling the warmth of the cup with my palms, I glanced beyond the counter to see the steward washing some dishes. Narasaki added a few spoons of sugar to her coffee. After I finished eating lunch, I told Narasaki about the dream I had yesterday. So you made her dinner, despite knowing it was a dream? Yes. Narasaki chuckled. I got a little excited, I guess. I haven't spoken to her in ages. Well, good for you, but as I said, it's best not to encourage this kind of thing. Narasaki gave me a brief glance. I suppose that's true. Otherwise, it might end up interfering with your everyday life. I know that. But this didn't make for an interesting story. It might also severely disorient you. I'm aware of that too. Narasaki stuffed her hands in her pockets and leaned closer to me. Do you have any medicine that would make it go away? Why not drop by my clinic? I could prescribe something for you. I'll think about it. No need to be scared. It's the kind of place that's frequented by housewives when they have no one to talk to. Narasaki spun around in her chair and stood up. I think I should be going. Alright. Once Narasaki had left, I finished my coffee, paid for everything, and exited the cafe myself. I glanced up at the narrow patch of gray sky visible between the buildings surrounding me, noticing more and more clouds scattered about it. I checked my wristwatch, then crossed the street and entered a convenience store. After I picked up a drink and some gum to keep me awake, I returned to the office. New characters popped up on the monitor with each new tap of the keyboard. Oh, don't know why I opened this, my bad. White letters on the black backdrop of a CRT screen. Sun rays fell in stripes on my desk through the slits of the blinds. My slender fingers, the nails on their ends all well kempt, were tapping away at the keyboard, following a rhythmic pace. At times I could hear the passing of cars and nearby trains in the distance. Tap, tap, tap. I saved the presentation file and paused to rest my hands a little. Pushing my chair away from the desk, I extended my legs and stretched my back. I surveyed the outdoor scenery through the blinds. Spots of white clouds could be seen drifting along the blue sky between the towering buildings. The afternoon rain that accumulated on the asphalt sprang into the air each time a passing car rolled into it. I pushed my chair back, returning my silent gaze to the monitor. The flickering CRT screen displayed the particulars of a presentation detailing our company's restructuring. As I was confirming the slides, Fumi emerged from the kitchen. She placed a steaming cup on my desk. Have some tea. Thanks. Have you finished already? Fumi looked at my monitor. Yes, the deadline was tomorrow, but it seems like I'll be able to finish it today. In that case, we might finally be able to take a break on the weekend. Yeah. I'd appreciate a little change of pace. I know. I collected the documents in a binder, which I then placed in the top drawer of my desk. I placed all the scattered writing utensils back into the pen holder. The hands of the wall clock indicated that it was a few minutes before midnight. Out of the 4 other office desks, Fumi's was the only one yet to be cleaned up. Yunukai went home before we started our late night overtime, while Fumi was currently in the bathroom. It was dark as pitch beyond the windows. My office phone rang and I promptly picked up the receiver. Hello? I'm locking up the building in 10 minutes. Are you going to need the lights for the night? It was the night watchman. The office door opened and Fumi came into the room. I'm leaving. What about you, Fumi? Me too. I gave her a nod and removed my hand from the receiver. We're leaving right now. Alright. Don't forget to lock the doors. Of course. I placed the receiver back to its place. Let's go. Catching the last train could be tough. Need a lift? Fumi tapped her skirt pocket to draw attention to her car keys. No, I'm good. I might need to drop by another place first. I see. The inside of the taxi lit up as the car in the opposing lane came closer, then fell dark again as soon as it passed us. I could see all sorts of small lights beyond the window. I leaned back against my seat, heaving a sigh. I briefly regarded the driver's graying hair before shifting my gaze back to the window. Juxtaposed with the multitude of lights beaming from the skyscrapers and the rows of cars speeding past, I could see the reflection of a positively exhausted woman. Upon closer inspection, the woman's face, now distorted in apparent disgust, reminded me of the pictures I'd seen of my mother. We seem to have hit a traffic jam. This could take a while. The driver said so. I see. I narrowed my eyes to more thoroughly examine the driver through the back mirror. However, the visor of his hat hid his eyes as he slightly tilted his head down. I unlocked the front door with an audible click. I'm back. My voice was swallowed by the darkness of the corridor. Entering the living room, I flipped on the light switch and continued to the kitchen, where I opened the fridge and helped myself to a jug of tea. I placed a cup on the silver tray, but as I turned around to return the jug to the fridge, my vision was enveloped by darkness, forcing me to lean on the fridge door. As I hung my head, waiting for my eyesight to return to normal, the abrupt sensation of the very floor trying to swallow me whole sent me to my knees. That sounds bizarre. After a while, my vision began to gradually normalize. It had been a while since I got a dizzy spell that bad. I couldn't help but chuckle at it all. With my vision still occasionally blinking out, I felt some of the strength in my legs return. This prompted me to try and stand up, but I ended up losing my balance and hitting my head against the fridge. As the fit finally passed, I stood up, placed the jug of tea that I had managed not to spill in the fridge, and returned to the living room to get changed. Oh well. Okay, I guess this is like a new chapter or a new day or something. As I entered the brightly lit morning office, I found Takako, Fumi, and Inukai already at their desks. We need more, like, actual romance stuff, guys. Last freaking stream, we had the beach episode and everything already, so they started off strong, and now it's just... everything's calming down. Could hear constant cracking sounds coming from Takako's direction as she was energetically chewing on a pink-colored candy. What on earth are you eating so early in the morning? Fumi opened with that question as she passed behind her. That was the same candy the owner of this building had given to Takako, the one I left in the office kitchen. I see you just can't get enough of those hard candies. Hard candies? A lump of sugar of a fancy shape, basically. Takako is pretty much addicted to the things, so the owner of this building brings her all sorts of rare ones. Those don't even look like they should be edible. Inukai considered Takako with narrowed eyes. You want some, Fumi? No. Sorry for hoarding all these beauties for myself. Takako popped a sakura petal-shaped candy with bean jam in her mouth. Are those actually good? They have just the right amount of sweetness and feel great to bite into. After Sachi took away my cookies last night, all I could think about was eating these as soon as I came back to the office. Don't keep crying at me when you start putting on weight. No worries on that front, I work out. Do you even know how much you have to run to burn that lump of sugar? Fumi made a sinister smile. Anyway, I would like to begin our morning meeting. Okay. The three replied in unison. It's actually an interesting question. I wonder how much she does have to run to burn off one little candy. We have more clients than usual this month. As such, I would advise you all to maintain a clean desk so that no documents get mixed up. Alright. Inukai was the only one who answered me right away. Sachi, do you think my desk is fine? To tell the truth, yours is the one I'm most worried about. Countless sheets of paper cover Takako's desk in complete disarray, alongside a whole assortment of various writing utensils. I need them all, though. How many designs do you want to draw at the same time? Keep the papers you're not using in the folder. But that's a pain. Think about it this way. If you keep your desk clean, maybe that pesky little fairy will stop stealing your receipts. Inukai addressed Takako from beyond his perfectly clean and well-maintained workspace as the latter began reluctantly organizing the papers littering her own. Takako gave him a resentful glare, but that only served to make her accidentally drop all the papers she was holding. Are my plush toys a problem too? Fumi raised a hand. They're not really a problem, but I do think you have a bit too many. Maybe try reducing their number a little. Dozens upon dozens of plush toys populated from these desks, surrounding her monitor like a small army. Most of them were white, round sheep. Where do you keep getting them anyway? Inukai picked up one of Fumi's plushies that rolled down to the floor and placed it back to its place on her desk. I bought a few at a toy store, but most of them come from the UFO catcher at the arcade. Don't you get sleepy surrounded by so many sheep? Takako sounded a laugh. I'd appreciate it if you could get rid of those bottles as well, Takako. I pointed at the colorful mountain of bottles on her desk. The now empty energy drink bottles were built into a huge and highly unstable looking castle resembling something out of a Western picture book. The packaging of their brand changed every few months and Takako kept buying them every time that happened. Hey, it wasn't easy collecting them all, you know. What did you even collect those things for? Don't you get the urge to collect things when there are different types? Well, in that case, it'd be nice if you either didn't leave them lying all over the place or yell at me when I end up throwing them away. I still can't believe you just throw them away like that. What do you do with them? Takako picked up a red bottle that was closest to her. Watch. She placed it on the windowsill. And now you gaze at them. Inukai, can you bring the garbage bags? Sure. Whoa, wait. You can't do this to me. Takako reached out to Inukai, who was already heading toward the kitchen. Hey, think of all the fun you'll have collecting them again. You monster. Look, remember when we went to the waste disposal facility back in elementary school? Takako interrupted me. Huh? Takako made a gesture with her palms to calm me down and slowly began. It is getting freaking cold. I think I need to wrap up in a blanket. Alright, let's see here. Okay, this might work. Took 2 hours by train and shuttle bus to reach the incinerator plant. It was this really silent backwater place up in the mountains near some rice fields. Anyway, when I saw that heap of garbage being consumed by 800-degree flames, I felt sad for all those things that have to travel up that road only to be incinerated at some faraway no-name facility. Takako launched into some mind-boggling story again. So I've decided to hold on to things and treasure them for as long as I can. How are we supposed to clean up without throwing anything away? I can't imagine how you can live with her, Mizuno. It's a test of one's ability to deal with her antics. What do you mean exactly? Well, let's say I buy her a new pair of shoes. As she starts wearing the new ones and gets used to them, she eventually stuffs the old ones away in the back of the shoe cabinet. All I have to do then is throw them away once she forgets she ever had them. By the way, Sachi, where did my white mules go? You never had any to begin with. The sudden ringing of the phone interrupted our conversation. I returned to my desk and picked it up. Hello, this is Clover Design. After placing the receiver between my left ear and shoulder, I began looking for a pen and some paper with my now freed hands. Give it back. Takako snatched one of her glass bottles from Inukai's hands, but he then just picked another one. Hey! I tapped my desk a few times. The office fell silent as the two looked at me. Mr. Sasaki, thank you for calling. Takako began filling her desk drawers with the bottles. I understand. Takako, Mr. Sasaki wants to speak to you on line 3. Okay. Hello? It's me. I pushed the hold button and put my receiver down, while Takako pushed the same button on her desk's phone as it began blinking. Alright. Now's our chance to clean up this mess. Hey, wait a sec. Okay. My memories of our elementary school summer vacation are anything to go by. We did have to bring a kamaboko board to the pool, right, Sachi? Takako used a corkscrew to open a hole in the board, passed a piece of string through it, and hung it around her neck. It was a bit too complicated for anyone to understand what she was trying to convey. Why would you carry such a thing around with you? Yunukai, who went over to Takako's desk to ask her for advice on coloring, raised his shoulders and made a contemplative face. You really don't know? Takako took out a piece of paper and a pen from the desk drawer and drew a kamaboko with a piece of string on it. She then separated its area into 3 parts with a huge T and wrote class on top, name on the bottom right, and address on the bottom left. That's what I'm talking about. Surely you've seen that before. Not at my school, at least. You have, haven't you, Fumi? Takako leaned over from her monitor and showed Fumi the picture. I have. It's used to make sure people know how to contact your family in case you end up drowning. Oh, I see. I wonder if it's only practiced in southern prefectures, given that Miss Fumi is familiar with it while I'm not. I've had a discussion about this after coming to Tokyo, and even in the same area, there are apparently schools that do it and ones that don't. Fumi went on in a disinterested tone while tapping away on her calculator. I see. This was about as alien to me as that Mont Blanc ice cream thing. Yunukai returned to his desk to resume his work. Is there anything that the school in your area did the same way as us? With pool-related things, I mean? I don't feel like starting a weird game, but did you have to collect colored balls during your pool lessons? Yeah, my place had that too. I'm pretty good at swimming, so I collected a bunch. That sounds like something you'd be good at, Yunukai. What's that supposed to mean? When you had to collect the remaining balls, did you go in circles with the others until you made a whirlpool? We did that, yeah. Right? All of the schools make you do that. Takako is busy having a conversation unrelated to work, ultimately dragging Yunukai into the mix as well. I also remember trying to do an underwater somersault and getting my nose full of water. I wonder why it hurts when that happens. You're the only one dumb enough to pull a stunt like that. I decided to interrupt their never-ending conversation. Hold on, let me do something for just a quick second, or check something on my computer. I see. Problemo. It was caused as a result of what I just did. Reconnection successful. I don't think we were ever disconnected. Pretty sure we're still 43 minutes into stream. Alright. Let me check one more thing and then I'm good. Interesting. Alright. Yeah, can't say that ever happened to me either. Noticing the look of reproach on my face, Yunukai returned to his desk and resumed work. Really? Takako, now leaning toward Fumi to address her next, finally noticed my expression and promptly returned to work. I inserted the poster sample into a tube and tucked it under my arm, then picked up the bag with all the receipts and my notebook inside before standing up to leave. Takako addressed me as I jotted down my destination and the exact time I'd be going home. Where are you off to? We have to deliver the things the advertisement column requested of us. And there's also a meeting about that poster, I believe. Fumi answered in my place. I see, well, good luck. I hope you buy me something tasty on the way. After finishing my errand, I called a taxi to make it back to the office. The sun reflecting from the glass made double doors leading inside forced me to narrow my eyes. You had to pass through 2 sets of doors to get inside the building. After the first set, There were stairs leading underground to the right, and a stretch of mailboxes with a guard room to the left. The gray-haired man behind the guard's room window gave me a small bow and a gesture I returned. I climbed the stairs beyond the second set of doors, reaching the upper floor. All the rooms in this L-shaped corridor had nameplates, reminding me of classrooms in a school. The nameplate of the nearest room said Clover. I saw an old signboard in front of the door with the text Clover Design Office printed on it. Honestly, it looked like something you'd find in front of a martial arts dojo or something. What's going on, Lord? How's your day going, bud? Kya! I heard a scream from the inside. I took a step toward the door, ready to fling it open, when it opened by itself. Welcome back, Sachi. What's going on here? Look. Takako opened her hands to reveal a tiny ladybug crawling along her palms. It had a red back with several white spots on it. It was on Fumi's shoulder. Must have landed on her when she was outside. I'm not good with bugs. The one responsible for the scream joined the conversation. But Fumi, didn't you draw ladybugs in that lunchbox wrapping paper design? I'm okay with them if they're just drawings. But ladybugs are cute. No way. I can't look at those wriggling legs. You don't need to go out of your way and hate all bugs just for the cutesy appeal. It's not a cockroach or anything. Takako let out a self-satisfied laugh. As for Fumi, she glared at Takako with condensed fire. I can imagine you being okay with cockroaches too, Miss Takako. I guess so. I just don't like how they're unusually dirty and crawl real fast. Yeah, unusually dirty is the bad part. It's going well. How's yours going? My day was freaking the bee's knees, my dude. Let me tell you about it. So first off, I went to a Japanese restaurant today. For the first time in my life, I ate salad. And not just any salad. I got freaking duck salad. It was $15 because it was a fancy restaurant, you know. With a cute waitress, might I add. Brunette Japanese waitress. And the duck salad was really good. It had duck, obviously. It had spinach, lettuce, cherry tomatoes, cucumber pieces. And I think mango, because it was like something sweet and yellow. So I'm going to guess it was mango. The mango I wasn't crazy about. I'm not a mango fan, but the vegetables were fine and the duck itself was great. And I got a miso soup with that. I was still hungry though. I was still hungry, so when I got home I ended up eating like 4 scrambled eggs, 7 chicken nuggets, and a freaking cinnamon roll. So yeah, I ate a lot today. I also bought sake. I went to a wine store and I asked him, I was like, do you guys have sake? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, do you have Nigori sake? And I was like, I believe we have. Let's go check. So they had like a very small sake section because it was a small store in general. But he had this 3-in-1 set of sake. So one of them was Nigori. It was one that I've had before though. It's Sayuri. So I was like, okay, at least I know that that's decent. And then they had 2 other sakes that weren't Nigori. One of them is Junmai Ginjo, which I just tried some during this stream. It's pretty good. And the other one is some sort of draft sake. But yeah, I was very happy about that. I'm excited about those. And also, a student from my school like noticed me and recognized me on the bus. Remember, my school is like 3-in-1, so technically he's not in my school, but he's in the same building in one of the other schools. So anyway, he spotted me. He was telling his mom, oh, that guy, he's a teacher at our school. And then the mom looks at me and she's like, thank you for sharing your light with them. You know, as a teacher, all the work you do is important. God bless you. And I was just like, yeah, my pleasure. I mean, I told them too that I didn't teach at like that specific school, that I was in another school in the building, but they were still like very grateful for just, I guess, like the teaching profession in general. So it was very cool. I had a good day. You helped that cockroach we found in the kitchen escape. Yunkai raised his face, continuing the conversation. I don't enjoy senseless killing. Takako puffed out her chest as Fumi went all pale. Oh yeah, did you see what I sent you? Lord in the Discord. I found like so many like really good waifu pics today. So yeah, I sent you waifu pic. In the kitchen? You're kidding, right? It was 2 days ago. Let's go, cute waitress. Yeah, dude, she was brunette and she had a ponytail. Like I've been to that restaurant several times, and usually it's a different waitress that serves me, who's like, you know, an older waitress, but like not like grandma old, but definitely older. So the cute waitress is usually like, I don't know, more like a sidekick waitress, but today she was like taking charge. She was like serving me because like the main waitress was dealing with a customer. I guess a customer had questions about the soup. So yeah, I kept hearing them say the word clear soup several times. So I don't know what that was about. But anyway, the cute waitress was really like serving me today. Like she was very active in doing her job. So I finally noticed that she was like really cute, and I was like, damn. Serve me all the time, fuck. I did send you, Lord. It's in the waifu channel. I pinged you, and I pinged Wiggles. And Wiggles reacted already. Then I sent something for Mallet, and he reacted. I see you typing in the Discord now. I see you typing. Let's see what shit you talk in the Discord. I sent you a Yai Miko, bro. In the kitchen, you're kidding, right? It was 2 days ago. You're exaggerating, Fumi. If you're that scared of bugs, then maybe we should start keeping a lizard in the kitchen. Yeah, and I end up unable to use the kitchen ever again. Wait, do lizards eat bugs? I should just fucking buy a pet lizard and just let it loose. I was thinking of buying a snake and letting it loose too. That'd be freaking dope. But lizards are cute. The only problem with snakes, I think, is that you have to feed them. If I'm not mistaken, I think, I'm gonna Google this, but I think you have to feed them dead mice, right? Like frozen mice or some shit. I wouldn't want to do that. That sounds disgusting. What do you feed a pet snake? Let me Google this, man. Some eat warm-blooded prey, while others eat insects and amphibians. So for the most real things, like reptiles and fish and mice, some eat earthworms. Most snakes eat lots of mice and rats in the wild. But if you want to offer a more varied diet, there are pet snake food alternatives available. Fish, worms, amphibians, and eggs. So it seems like they could eat other things, but they really eat like rodents, huh? I don't wanna feed it that. That's disgusting. I don't wanna touch a mouse. Get a pet spider? Bro, we already have enough spiders, dude. He said best girl? Bro, stop. Isn't that right, Inukai? Takako was showing the size between with her thumb and index finger. Well, I don't hate them at least, but there are plenty of big lizards too. Ah, that's right. Back home I saw one that was over 20 centimeters long. Passing by Takako, I placed the bags I've been carrying on my desk. Don't even think about bringing any in here. I've never heard of an office that kept lizards before. It could be our mascot. Takako considered the ceiling in a display of contemplation. Want to change our logo to a lizard? No, there's a meaning to our clover design. Takako pointed at Inukai. No one cares, so can you let that ladybug outside already? Okay. Takako exited through the door and stepped out to the corridor I just came from earlier. I couldn't save my guaranteed. I caved in, Miko. Wait, what? Does that mean you got Miko now, or are you still like maidenless? That's what I'm gonna call it, maidenless. How did it go with the client? Fumi, calming down with Takako's departure, turned to me. I think it's going steady enough. They didn't ask to change anything, at least. Let's see. I picked up the paper bag that I left on my desk. You know what? Honestly, you probably made a good choice by caving in, because here's the thing. With Scaramouche, since it'll be his first banner, you know there's gonna be a rerun. With Miko, you don't know when there will be a third banner, you know what I mean? What if there's never a third banner? Who knows? So maybe this was for the best. Congrats on getting Miko. Yes, I brought presents. I pulled out 2 boxes, one small, one big, and handed them to Fumi. I'm sorry, I was in a hurry, so I didn't have much time to choose. Oh, thank you. Give the small one to Inukai and share the big one with Takako. Fumi handed the smaller box to Inukai. Thank you very much. Inukai fixed the position of his glasses and considered the box. Fumi left the big box on her desk. Anything happened while I was away? Not really. Well, Takako was goofing off instead of working, so there's that. Are you guys talking about me? Fumi made sure that Takako, who he had just heard coming through the corridor, could hear her. Ah, Sachi, where are my presents? I would agree, but Yorimiya had a rerun back in August and again 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but there's like other characters though, like for example, Shenhe. They still haven't had a rerun, and Wiggles is pissed about that because that's like Wiggles' top waifu. So there's some characters that just haven't had one in a long time, dude. I mean, there's other characters like Child that have had like 3 or 4 reruns. Or 3 or 4 banners, I should say. And a few other characters too who just keep getting banners, but then there's other characters who you just never hear from them again, so you may as well get the characters you want while you have the chance, and then for like new characters you could always just wait out for that next rerun. Share them with her. Konpeito? What the heck is Konpeito? Takako looked at the box on Fumi's desk. She then returned to her own desk and glanced at the clock. Wow, you were quick. I accidentally boarded the express train. Ah, that's kinda unlike you. Takako chuckled as I made an indignant face. I was in a hurry when changing trains and ended up boarding a behind-schedule express at the place where my train was supposed to be. Did the conductor find you? Yes, I had to pay for a new ticket. Everyone misses or mistakes their train once in a while. Right, Inukai? We considered the joyous Takako and my indignant face for a while before finally turning to Inukai. That is true, and I also need Ayato. So I'll try to go for Scaramouche, but if I lose the 50-50, I'll get Ayato since I already have his weapon. Oh, dang. Wait, isn't his weapon the same as... Unless I'm mistaken. I thought it was the same as Ayaka's, the Mist Splitter. Alright, let me change position here. Let me reposture myself. How do you get out of the station? I explained what happened to the station worker and they let me out. You should make yourself one of those railroad affiliated credit cards. All their transactions are computerized and remain in the records, so you never have to worry about tickets or explaining yourself again. Fumi pulled out a silver credit card from her purse. That was like a commercial just now. Hey, I want to do it too. Give me that card for a sec. Takako leaned over the desk and reached out toward Fumi's purse. Should we expect the 30-second version from you? Enough. No, Mist Splitter is crit damage and Ayato's weapon is crit rate. Oh, dang. Alright. Bro, I want a Kokomi rerun so I could get her on Asia and Europe. And I need the Zhao rerun on Europe. Oh, you said there's a Shogun rerun, right? I need that. But I'm not gonna have any freaking rolls, my dude. I got like no wishes. I got no wishes. And then I think I got like no pity either. Because I just got Nahida on Europe and freaking Americas. I just lost Asia to Chi-Chi. So I got no pity, dude. I struck my desk with the binder I had in my hand, putting an end to their frolicking. The Konpeito box was left at the area connecting Fumi. Do you know any famous Indian black teas? You mean like Darjeeling or Assam? I want to try that one, the Darjeeling. I heard it goes well with like certain cakes and pastries. You got it. I'll give you this coin peito as a reward. The entire box belongs to us both, though. Takako began chewing on the candies, filling the room with crackling sounds. As she was taking her next coin peito, her fingers struck the bottom of the box. Huh? A few candies in the box, the cherry blossom design at the bottom became partially visible. Yeah, it's speculated, but we'll have to wait for the official confirmation. Oh, speculated only? I mean, I understand, because I guess people are like, oh, we got a Miko banner, so Shogun must be next, right? That type of thing. Though the speculation is coming from a very reliable source, I just need 2 more characters, and I can finally save up for C6 Lynette. Who the heck is Lynette? Hold up. I don't know any freaking, like, Genshin character names anymore. I used to know, like, all their names, and now that Sumeru's out, I don't know who anybody is anymore. Lynette, Genshin. Like, I'll know them if I see them, but... Oh, Lynette is, like, that person. I see. Didn't you say they were, like, a 4-star? I thought they were gonna be 5-star. I thought they were an Archon, because I'm pretty sure I saw them in a trailer one time that I think was showing Archons. So you're simping Lynette, and Kosa's simping Faruzan. We don't know yet. She's a Fontaine character, so we'll know next year. Next year, Jesus Christ. Will there even be a next year? Isn't the world basically ending? You know, like, I think everybody at my job, well, not everybody, but I think a lot of people are getting freaking COVID, dude. Like, 2 of my students were out for, like, a week now, all week. One of the teachers was out all week. Like, bro, everybody's just dropping like flies. Oh, damn. Hey, let's slow down a bit so it lasts until the end of our shift. How old are you? Sachi went out of her way to get us his present. We shouldn't wolf it down all at once. In that case, I need to go check something. Okay. Takako stood up while Fumi was still gazing at the box. Takako walked to the door and suddenly turned around and came back. Fumi gave her a confused look. What's wrong? Well, you know, I got this feeling I might find that box empty when I came back. Takako bent her back slightly. Come on, I won't eat them all. God knows how much weight I might put on if I did that. Okay then. I can't believe you get so suspicious over a few candies. I kind of want Yelan, but I can't afford it, unfortunately. Oh, man, are you attracted to Yelan? Do you think Yelan is hot? Because if so, I have some fan art for you. No, I have not. I'll be going then. Alright. Takako walked to the door and actually left the room this time. Fumi, after making sure that Takako was really gone, took out a white piece of paper from her desk and placed all the konpeito from the box on it. She then carefully folded up the paper and hid it inside her drawer. She's hot, but hot doesn't cut it. Wait, what? I love her hair and her burst animation. Wait, you want her for her burst animation? Is that what you're telling me? What do you mean hot doesn't cut it? What the hell, bro? More trash takes, bro. You know what? I'm gonna send you the fan art. If you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, I don't know. Because now you're confusing me with all your criterias for whatever cuts it or whatever. Alright, I posted the Yelan in the waifu channel. I didn't ping you, but you know it's there. There needs to be more than being hot to a character. That is false, bro. Miko is hot, but she's also really good off-field DPS. I don't know about that. I don't know how Miko works. Nilou is hot, but she's mid. I mean, of course she's mid, though, because she's like a Hydro character. I feel like Hydro characters are doomed to be mid. And I don't know, man. I don't know. She's like hot, but she's more cute than hot. Damn, man. I'm kind of wishing I had Nilou, though. Not gonna lie. Those were mine. Welcome, Streamlabs. Make sure you give Lord all the channel watching loyalty points he deserves. I'm just messing with you. Fumi produced the paper from her drawer. Also, those are for both of us. Alright, where are we at with this stream? I've been streaming for an hour. Takako opened the drawer and stopped moving. What are you doing? I felt nostalgic over there for a moment. Do you even know what that word means? There were some leftovers from the presents I received over the holidays. You still haven't eaten them all? Or rather, have you actually not had enough yet? Takako took out a few little bags from the drawer and lined them up on the desk. Steamed buns from Sachi, rice crackers from Fumi, and some fried snacks from Inukai. You kept them? Yeah. I couldn't decide if I should eat them to keep myself awake during the morning, have them for dessert after lunch, or use them to get a quick energy boost in the evening. I also wasn't sure if I should use them to bolster my spirits on Monday, endure until Wednesday, or make them the grand prize for surviving until Friday. Jesus Christ, what are all these options, bro? I'm amused by her her way of thinking. I think I'm the type of person that I usually do grand prize Fridays. So usually I reward myself on Fridays by buying some good food for surviving a week of teaching. Oh, if you do decide to get Nilou, she's really good with Nahida. That's what I've heard. Like Nilou and Ball are good with Nahida apparently. You really blessed your account by pulling for Nahida? Why do you say that? Why do you say that if technically I don't have Ball or Nilou yet? Tell me more about what you know about Nahida that I don't know. There's probably a lot that I don't know. You see, some of those are salty, while others are sweet. So I was thinking I should use the salty ones to boost my motivation when I'm already feeling good. Oh man, well I could use the sweet ones when I was more tired. Thing is, sweet things don't go well with certain drinks, so I had to take that into consideration as well. Well, I bet everyone's glad you gave their presents so much thought. Yeah, but then as I kept thinking and reconsidering, I eventually forgot I had them until opening this jar right now. Takako placed her jaw on the desk, wistfully gazing at her treasures. We still have some Konpeito left. There were still a few sugary candies lying in the box. We're keeping them until after work. Whatever you say. Because she's the best support character for Electro, Hydro, and Pyro. Better than Kazuha? The only problem with that is that my strongest DPS is Cryo. So I guess the only good match for her would be like Yorimiya. Because Yorimiya is like my other top DPS. And then Eula's my other one, but that's not, you know, a match. And then, like, Kaching is, like, my strongest Electro, probably, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to, you know? So, yeah. I gotta get Ball, man. I gotta get Ball and Nilou is the bottom line. I guess I shouldn't have wasted that much time. I think it might have expired. Takako picked up her teacup and took a big gulp. As the sun began to set, and the lights lit up in the darkening corridors, Takako switched on the office's fluorescent lamp. She then returned to her desk in silence. Takako, Fumi, and Inukai continued their work under illumination of the white light, almost like it was still in the middle of the day. Coin peito box lay empty on the table. Alrighty. Takako crossed her fingers and stretched her back. You got a day off tomorrow as well, right? Wanna go see a movie? Takako addressed the Inukai and Fumi over their monitors. Are they showing anything good right now? How about that detective story? A Japanese film? You prefer Western movies? I can't take most Japanese films seriously. Most of their lines sound fake. But that's what's good about them. Even the actors seem more interested in showing themselves off rather than playing their characters properly. That's because you're not interested in them. Some people watch movies just because of the actors they like. Oh my god, are you one of those people, Lord? Would you watch a movie just because a certain actor is in it? I'm not one of those people. I don't understand those people. Once again, Ayato can finally use Kuki Shinobu. I'll be doing a Hyper Bloom team. Ayato, Shinobu, Dendro, Traveler, and Fischl. Oh my god. I don't know if I approve of that in any way. The minute you said Dendro Traveler, I'm just like, kinda sus, bro. Kinda sus. Bro. You can't use like Kolei instead. Kolei would be better than Dendro Traveler, probably. And everybody got her for free. I have some plans for tomorrow, so I can't go. Fumi made a quick response while arranging the things on her desk. Didn't you say you were free on the weekend? I did not. My friend from high school is getting married tomorrow. What? Dendro Traveler is the second best Dendro applicator. I don't know, man. Nahida is number 1. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to confirm that myself. Right now, as far as Americas is concerned, my Traveler has like all of the wrong artifacts. And I never fixed it. And I don't know if I'll be able to fix it anytime soon. Come on, it's kind of rare for us all to get a day off at the same time. Can't you skip it? Takako placed her elbows on the desk and leaned closer to Fumi. Over the monitors. They asked me to sing. I can't just ruin their plans like that. Fumi leaned away from Takako. You can sing? Miss Fumi, you used to be in a band, from what I've heard. Inukai joined the conversation. That's awesome! Were you actually producing original songs and stuff? I still have one of the CDs we released. Well, not like I'd ever bring it in here. What? That sounds like so much fun. Go make one yourself, it's not that hard. I can't think of any lyrics. You can just write down whatever. We'll take care of the music. Yeah, I never even kept a diary. Song lyrics might be a bit too much. Most people's creative writing experience begins and ends with emails, I suppose. Thank you very much. I am Takako. Does this sound good enough? Sure, why not? You can try and go for this ultra-polite band. Alright, let's make the name of our album Deathmatch and the title of the first song Deviation. Does that sound good to you? All I have is a bad feeling about it. The grandfather clock in the corridor signaled the beginning of the new hour. Sorry, but I have to leave early. Fumi placed the belt of her handbag on her shoulder and stood up. But I'm using him as a support, and he does very well. Well, Dendro Traveler is only used for support, so as a DPS, Traveler is still bad. Oh, see? I knew Traveler was weak. Oh, and I don't watch movies for certain actors. Bro, thank God. Thank God you're one of the normal human beings like me. Unless, what if it's a really hot actress? Alright, here's my next question for you, Lord. top 3 hottest actresses. This is a question that I wouldn't be able to answer myself, because I don't really watch movies and I don't really know a lot about famous people. But tell me your top 3 hottest actresses and I'll look them up, and then I'll see if they're hot, and then I'll keep them on my radar. Thanks for all the work today. See you next week. Inukai and myself said our farewells to Fumi as she headed toward the kitchen. You're going already? I'm visiting my parents tomorrow. I have to start preparing for that. Fumi told Takako the exact same information that was already written on the whiteboard behind her. I think I'll be leaving soon too. Progress is as I have all previously reported. Fumi put on her coat and left the office. Alright. Thanks for all you did today. The sun had already set, making the temperature in the room drop a notch. I lifted my jacket off the hanger to dress myself in something a bit warmer. As I returned to my desk, Unukai stood up with his bag in hand. I'll be leaving early then. I glanced at the clock to find out that it had been about an hour since Fumi left. See you next week. Both Takako and I ended up saying that at the same time. Inukai bowed his head and left the office. When do you think you'll finish? I addressed Takako as the footsteps in the corridor grew more distant. I'm done. You've already finished? I finished everything work-related hours ago. What were you doing then? Well, whatever. We need to do some shopping before going home. Again? Takako turned her chair around to face me. I saw that you people ate everything that was in the office fridge. I love the carpaccio you made. Ever thought of opening up a restaurant of your own? I mean, if you can whip up something that good from mere leftovers. Is there anything particular you want to eat tonight? Wait a sec. Takako spun her chair around and considered her monitor. I wrote a program that selects your dinner for you. What on earth are you doing during work hours? First, you have to enter your mood today, then your blood type, and finally your birthday. Wouldn't my birthday alone be enough? Takako tapped the keyboard a few times and pushed the enter key. The computer gave off a goofy sound effect and croquet, huh? So you want croquet for dinner? I think I want something lighter. I'm not in the mood for meat and potatoes either. Felicity Jones, Emma Watson, and Elizabeth Gillies. Okay, I'm gonna look them up. I know Emma Watson is Harry Potter. I don't know what she looks like nowadays though. I think the last time I saw a picture of her, she had short hair. And I wasn't really a fan. As you guys already know, I'm not a fan of short hair. But when she has like longer hair or like medium range hair, then definitely pretty. Everybody simps Emma Watson, man. I remember when I was in elementary school, you know, everybody used to like read Harry Potter and watch the movies and whatnot. And one of my friends was like an Emma Watson simp. Back then I didn't get it. And even nowadays, like, I'm not saying that I'm a huge simp for her, but at least now I can understand what people see. I'm like, yeah, she's pretty. That's not bad taste. But back then I didn't get it at all. I think she might have gotten prettier as she got older, like as an adult. Alright, so Emma Watson, I know. Short hair supremacy? Nah, bro. Nah, long hair all the way, dude. Damn, nothing but trash takes this whole stream you've been bringing me. Alright, Felicity Jones. I've heard the name, I think. Let me see. Okay, this is Felicity Jones. Wait, what was she in? She was in Star Wars? What else was she in? I don't watch Star Wars, so... I'm finding it hard to find a picture of Felicity Jones that I can get behind. I don't know about this one, Lord. I think this one's a pass for me. You could keep her. I found one picture that's kind of pretty. She has like greenish eyes. Okay, okay. Alright, I'm gonna look up the last one. Now let me see if there's any consistency in your taste. So far, I feel like there's a certain consistency to them, like a certain like homeliness or something. I don't know how to describe it. Elizabeth Gillies actually was someone famous recently that I think I saw, and I was like, hey, she's kind of hot. Oh, Elizabeth Gillies, is she? Yeah, she's the one from Nickelodeon, right? From Victorious. That's what it's looking like. She looks mad different now, though. I don't think I would recognize her. Like, if you just showed me a pic now and I hadn't, like, seen the sort of comparison to Victorious, I wouldn't have recognized right away. Alright. Okay, not bad, not bad. Not bad taste. I do feel like a lot of these choices of yours have a certain similar feel to them, though. Alright, let me see who I can share with you. Because there was definitely someone. It was like someone who like does music or some shit. And I don't even remember how I came across them, but I just like, I came across them somehow. I gotta figure this out, alright? I'm gonna solve this mystery for you. I won't leave you hanging. Because I want to share my takes as well, my discovery. I don't even know the person, really. Alright, let's see. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. It's a 50-50. I feel like I had stumbled across her again just the other day. So maybe I could find what I'm looking for. Oh, you know who's one person though? IRL, technically not an actress probably. But I don't know if you've heard of like Lisa. She like has a, I think her handle is like Saint Peach. She's like a Twitch streamer and she used to post a lot of Instagram pics and stuff. She's blonde. Like, she's hot. I don't know if that's cheating since technically she's not an actress, but she falls under the famous person category, right? So that's still good. I don't think I could find who I'm looking for. Oh, wait. Is this it? I don't know if this is it. Oh, no, this ain't it. Nah, that ain't it. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna find what I'm looking for. If I find... Oh, wait. Yeah. I found it. I know what I'm looking for. Okay. Someone called Elise Trow. I'll send you the pics on Discord. I think that's the best way to do it. Yolanda, underrated waifu leeway? Dang. I feel you, man. I feel you. Even though I'm not a big fan, I still feel you, though. Alright, let me send you this person. She does music. I haven't heard her music, so I don't remember how I came across her, but I think she might have been like in somebody's YouTube video or some shit. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm gonna send you 2 pics of her though, because it was like 2 very specific pics that I was like enchanted by. There's like 3 pics that are like really dope, but like 2 in particular. I'm like, damn, bro. Hell yeah. Alright, so there's this pic, and then the other one's like similar, but just a tad different. Let me get that one. This one, yeah, it's like a little almost similar. Nah, but also different for sure. Alright, there you go. Hot girls are waiting here. Oh, that sounds hot. But where's the link, bro? Where the fuck is the link? Alright, I don't know if I read this paragraph. I think I want something lighter. I'm not in the mood for meat and potatoes either. Well, I guess I could go for curry, but we ate a lot of that last week, so I'd rather try something new. Kept listening to that goofy sound effect repeating over and over again. I see it only has things you like. I want a beef udon, but it's not coming up for some reason. Oh yeah, so that's the next thing I'm gonna try at the Japanese restaurant that I went to today. Freaking udon. But I didn't know, like, what should I, like, get, right? Because they have chicken udon. They got beef udon, I think. They got pork udon. They got shrimp udon. And then they have seafood udon. The seafood one sounds interesting because, like, if you already have shrimp, then what's seafood? Like, I feel like they gotta be more specific. Like, what kind of fish are you putting in it or whatever, you know? But I think I'm gonna go for the chicken one. It'll be my first time trying udon whenever I try it. Definitely, like, within the next month. In the next 4 weeks, I'm gonna go try it. You know what sucks? I'm gonna tell you a sad story, Lord. So today, you know, I already told you that I bought the duck salad and the miso soup, right? And I was still hungry. So I came home and I made scrambled eggs, chicken nuggets, and I had the cinnamon roll. So, you know, technically, I was just gonna buy more food at the Japanese restaurant. Like, I was gonna buy yakitori and try that for the first time. If you don't know what yakitori is, it's meat on a skewer. So you could get, like, chicken. I think you could get shrimp, beef. They have, like, different options. But I was gonna get a chicken one because I think that's, like, you know, usually what people think about when they get yakitori. That's, like, the sort of, I don't want to say basic, but, you know, that's just the baseline. Let's say baseline for what yakitori should be. So I was gonna order it, but the lady, when she came to take my empty plate of duck salad, like, I was looking at my phone and she just came and she took the plate and, like, she jetted off and then she brought me the receipt. And I was like, bro, what the frick? Usually they ask you, oh, do you want dessert or do you want anything else? Like, they usually always ask me. But today they didn't ask me if I wanted dessert or anything. They were just like, here's your receipt. And I'm like, what? Bro, I was gonna order yakitori, but I guess they're kicking me out, bro. I guess that's it, man. So I'm gonna have to try the yakitori another day and the udon another time as well. But yeah, dude, that was, like, feels bad, man. That's why I had to go home and cook for myself. Save money, cook for myself. Sure thing. Takako turned off her computer. I'll go turn off the lights outside. And with that, she left the office to take care of the lights out in the corridor. Like, last time I went to the restaurant and she took my empty plate, she asked me, she was like, would you like dessert? And that time I was like, I don't know, no thank you for the dessert, but I would like another miso soup. And then, you know, she made extra money that time because she asked the question. So I had 2 miso soups that time. But today she didn't ask. I saw her ask another customer. She was like, oh, I see you guys are finished. Would you like a dessert? But nobody asked me, bro. They just gave me the receipt real quick. And I was like, what? Bro, I would have bought more food. I would have spent another $10 here, dude. I locked the kitchen and the windows. The office door opened as I was pulling down the blinds. Hello. I turned around to see Unikai with a bag in his hands. What happened? I forgot my keys. Unikai opened the top drawer of his desk, took out a bundle of keys from it, then placed it in his pants pocket. Did you decide on a movie you want to watch? A movie? Unikai locked his drawer as he replied. Are you busy tomorrow? Not really. I see. Are you leaving? Unikai asked me a question as I was confirming the calendar. Yes. Yes, I was just about to right now. That's good. I'm glad you made it. I guess. Do you want me to turn off the lights? Inukai reached out to the light switch near the entrance. Thank you. I looked around the dark office but spotted no lights from any running machinery I might have missed. I picked up my bag and keys before continuing toward the main door. Have you seen Takako outside? Inukai furrowed his brows. Takako? Oh, shit. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure I know who that is. Yo, Lord, were you here last week when somebody in chat, maybe it was Saru or XYZ, I don't know, they theorized maybe Takako doesn't exist and maybe Takako is one of Sachiko's delusions? It's starting to seem like, what the hell? That's so weird though, because Inukai the whole time was interacting with Takako. So that means Sachiko not only delusioned Takako's existence, but also delusioned people interacting with Takako. I do remember that. What a plot twist. That's crazy, dude. I took a different route home this time, deciding to enter a small and rather lonely looking bar. The place first piqued my curiosity about 6 months ago, but I had since forgotten all about it. There was a simple rectangle-shaped liquor shelf behind the illuminated counter. The interior was dimly lit. I could barely make out the faces of people sitting just 2 seats from me. Did I make you wait? I heard a voice from behind just as I finished ordering my highball. Narasaki sat down next to me. You know what? What if there's a second plot twist? So now that Takako probably doesn't exist, we're still gonna have our Yuri, but it's gonna be Sachiko and the girl who works in the clinic, Narasaki. They're gonna hook up instead. I don't know what's going on here, Lord. Ronzo and XYZ and Saru are missing it, but this got interesting now. Hey, this seems like a nice place. You come here a lot? No, it's actually my first time here. Is that a highball? I guess I'll try out the same. I nodded and Narasaki ordered the exact same drink as I did. Do you drink a lot? Only at parties or if I'm feeling really tired. A glass identical to mine was placed in front of Narasaki. You're pretty early. Didn't you say you were busy lately? I canceled one of our commissions. Ah, I see. It was something Takako was supposed to do. Was she the only one capable of doing it or something? Yes. Takako has been quite odd ever since we were kids, right? Yeah, she sure had plenty of energy to spare. I'll give her that. Yes. She possesses a unique kind of sensitivity. No. I guess that's putting it too nicely. You could say she's always looking at things from a different perspective compared to others. Well, she's pretty eccentric is what I'm trying to say. Eccentric. Narasaki parroted me. I could tell there was something off about her back in elementary school during our first art class. You should... Wait, no. You know how palettes have separate holes for primary colors? Well, she would first mix all of them together and use the almost randomly derived set of colors from that mess. I would always use only the colors I needed. For example, if we had to color leaves, I'd choose green, yellow, orange, and perhaps some red to mix with them. But before long, Takako would always be ahead of me. Our grades were pretty much the same, but the teacher would always pay more attention to her. On top of that, whenever we submitted our works for a competition, I'd always end up qualifying at best, while she kept winning prizes. There was a time I almost started hating her for it. Did her work look good from your perspective too? Well, I don't think I could really call her extraordinarily good, but her works always has something that catches your eye. Something? Yes. I didn't even realize that I'd already finished my glass. Narasaki's glass was empty as well. She ordered another cocktail. Do you know a lot about these kinds of drinks? Not really. I just remembered an elderly man who kept coming to our place. He'd always mention this one. The bartender put some ice in the glass and stirred it with a big bar spoon, cooling it off. He then did away with the water that came from the melted ice and spilt some of the alcohol Narasaki ordered into a measuring cup. It was some sort of foreign liquor I couldn't recognize from the label alone, but its golden hue reminded me of whiskey. He stirred it with a bar spoon again and picked up the soda next. After pouring most of it in one go, he carefully added the final few drops. Ice cubes jostled about in the drink as the bartender stirred it, sending bubbles floating to the surface. It looked almost like some sort of chemistry experiment. He then added a bit more of the alcohol to make the drink gain some color. As it took on a vivid golden hue, the bartender plugged the bottle with a confident air of perfection about him. And that made you insecure? Narasaki took her glass, continuing our conversation. Yes, I suppose so. I see. I ordered another drink myself. I think you don't need to worry about your work. I'm not an expert on arts and design or anything, but you should be fine. And why would you say that? Much like Takako had her own talents, you're also capable of things others can't imitate. Oh, and what would those be? I'm not sure how to put it, but I guess one could say you're able to comprehend things at their base level. Am I? Even supposing you're right, what use would a skill like that be? With enough effort, you could accomplish the same things as Takako, you think? After all, you're one tough gal. Few things in this world could faze you. With that, I can agree. Haha, I see. Narasaki chuckled. That's like a nervous chuckle that Narasaki's doing, like, bro, you have imaginary friends, you might be a serial killer. Nervous chuckle. I think I'll try visiting your clinic this week. What day would be okay? Do you have any preferences? I ordered my third drink. I got no appointments on Wednesday so far. And I'll drop by sometime before lunch. Alright. After that, we discussed our past for a while. About the time we spent together at the kindergarten and what we'd both done since we parted ways. Narasaki kept jotting down some of the things I said. When I asked her about it, she said it contained hints for my diagnosis. Yeah, see how she's jotting down everything that Sachiko's saying, and Sachiko is basically just talking about Takako? It's because Takako is non-existent, but her what do you want to call it? Her existence within Sachiko's mind plays a role in a lot of other aspects of Sachiko's psychology, I guess. I opened my eyes to see a sideway view of my room and a rectangle-shaped analog alarm clock. A white dog with floppy ears is pointing at a few minutes before 7. I pushed the yellow button on the clock to stop the alarm from ringing. With my left eye still somewhat misty from being pushed against the pillow, I climbed out of bed and lifted the black uniform off the hanger. It sported a fairly dull design with only its dark red scarf standing out. I'm leaving. With that, I opened the main door. As I stepped outside, I spotted Takako waving at me near the gate, still wearing her summer uniform. Morning. Morning. I walked down the stone steps to the gate. Okay, I think we're getting a flashback. Maybe, I don't know. Do you think when the guy said he doesn't know Takako, was that a flashback? I highly doubt it. As I looked closer, I realized that the knob of Takako's scarf was slightly crooked to the right, and her bag, which should have contained the same book as mine, looked oddly thick and heavy. Quite early today. The weather was so nice, it would have been a waste to sleep in. I see. Takako lined up next to me as I exited the gate and continued down the road. Well, they say that rising early benefits you 3 mon. How much yen is a mon? Takako looked at me. I don't know. Wonder how much it is. I've read in a book that 4,000 mon is 1 ryo. If you rise early 1,334 times, it'll amount to 1 ryo. What the heck? I didn't know the Japanese freaking economics was so complicated that yen could turn into mon and then turn into ryo. That sounds rich. It does? So we passed through Ryokuchi Park and reached the main road while chatting about late-night music programs on TV and movies we'd seen recently. We finally see the school building just beyond the railroad crossing. We have a class representative meeting today, so you can leave without me. I passed the tracks while telling that to Takako. Got it. Takako gave a curt answer. A few minutes after the bell signaled the end of the school day, countless students filled the previously empty corridors. You have a class representative meeting after this, right? Yes. In that case, we'll be going home ahead of you. See you tomorrow. My classmate left the classroom. What are you doing? I addressed Takako as she was taking her sweet time to clear her desk, awkwardly lagging behind even after everyone else had left. Got some time today, Sachi? Didn't I tell you about that class representative meeting? Oh, okay. With that, Takako picked up her bag and staggered out of the classroom. After giving the clock above the backboard a quick glance, I pulled out my English textbook and some notes from my bag. I placed them on the desk, and after turning to the page with the material covered in class that day, began translating one of the longer passages. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Let me ask you something, Lord. What do you want for Christmas? Have you been thinking about things you want for Christmas yet? One thing that I want is, and this might sound a little weird, but I want some sake cups. I have sake cups here, but I've had them for a long time. And for some reason, I kind of feel like they're dirty easily, so I kind of want new ones. I don't know. It's something I don't want to buy myself, so I'd rather somebody gift it to me. Like, if somebody asks what they should get me, and it's somebody that's not in my family, because I already know, my family's gonna get me what they're gonna get me. So, but if it's somebody like outside my family, they're like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? I'm gonna be like, sake cups or girly mags. Those are the two options. Hold on, I'm like trying to research something real quick. I'm trying to look up a recommendation that somebody made to me a while back. Where am I gonna find that recommendation, dude? I got to click. Oh, here. Oh no, I think it's gone now. Alright, never mind. Back to the novel. Nothing in particular? Dude, come on, bro. You gotta want something. There are a lot of video games that I want, but I'm waiting for the prices to drop too. Like, Star Ocean just released a 6th game. I don't know if you're a Star Ocean fan. Let me know if you are. But they just released a 6th game. It's called, I don't know, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called Divinity or Divine something. Star Ocean, the Divine Force. So I really want to play that. The 5th game that I beat the 5th game, Integrity and Faithlessness, I think it's called. It was pretty mid. Star Ocean 4, The Last Hope International, I never finished because there was one boss that was like taking no damage and I couldn't figure out why. Star Ocean 3 I played twice. That was freaking phenomenal. So yeah, I just need this new game, man. I haven't seen it, but I've seen gameplay. Oh damn, dude. The 3rd one was the best one, but that was on PlayStation 2. So if you don't have a PlayStation 2, I don't know if I would give Star Ocean the strongest recommendation. I gotta see how the new one is. Are you gonna play any of those new Pokemon games? I kind of want to try like a new Pokemon game. I haven't played Pokemon since Diamond and Pearl, but the problem is that they never go down in price. Like Pokemon games, like the Nintendo Switch games, are always like $60, and I don't feel like Pokemon is worth $60. I feel like it's worth 30 tops, because I don't think I'll have that much fun with a Pokemon game. Like I feel like it'll be interesting. Like I might enjoy it for a little while, but I won't like get addicted to it like I do with some other games like Elden Ring, or what else have I been addicted to? Ryza, Atelier Ryza 1 and 2 were like really fun. Little Witch No Better, you know I was addicted to that shit. That was like a 10-hour game that I spent like 40 hours on. I'm not a huge fan of Pokemon, but I do like Marine. Wait, what's Marine? Is that a waifu from Pokemon or something? Should I look that up? Pokemon Marine. Oh, that is a waifu from Pokemon. I forgot who, but maybe maybe it was you, but I think it was a YouTuber too. Like people were simping this girl for sure. I think one of my friends It's Shade. I don't know if Shade has sent me a picture of her way back. I feel like he did. Because I feel like either Shade showed me a picture or Sushi, like somebody who was into Pokemon, shared this with me at one point. And Shade would collect like the Pokemon cards and stuff, so he was into Pokemon. And then Sushi, he plays the games and collects all types of cards, so interesting. I heard the newest Pokemon is pretty bad. I heard that Arceus was like kind of mediocre, but I don't know about Scarlet and Violet. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I went to a stream earlier when one of my friends was streaming it, and I was like, bro, is it good? And he said that he's only played like maybe 10 hours so far, which I feel like is enough time to give an opinion. But he also said that he wasn't really doing like the mainline stuff, like the badges. He was mostly like exploring and catching Pokemon and stuff, basically. So I guess since he wasn't really playing like the plot itself, he didn't want to give much of an opinion. So I feel like I didn't get a straightforward answer from him. I don't know who's gonna give me a straightforward answer, but if you're saying that Violet and Scarlet are bad, I believe you, because they said Arceus was whack, and I also heard this Sword and Shield were kind of mid, so everybody keeps telling me to play Black and White. They said Black and White were like phenomenal, and I never played those. As I finished my review and turned the page to start preparing for tomorrow's class, the classroom's door opened. A homeroom teacher wearing a blue suit and sporting a short haircut looked in my direction. You're the last one, right, Mizuno? Don't forget to lock the windows when you leave. Okay. Our homeroom teacher closed the door and continued down the corridor, his low heels clicking against the hard surface of the floor. Once he had descended the stairs and could no longer be heard, I began hearing the tickling of the clock again. I closed the windows and locked them. As I picked up my bag and was about to leave, I noticed a blue bucket filled with water in the corner of the classroom. I turned to the small blackboard that was normally used for communication and saw the cleaning duty list written on it. Takako's name was next to today's date. Not again. I sighed in the empty classroom, picked up the bucket, and continued to the corridor where I unloaded it into the sink. I picked up the dust cloth that was hung on the bucket and drenched it in tap water. After rubbing its dirty sides against each other, I squeezed the water out of it. Seeing how it was winter, the water itself felt cold as fresh snow, making me wince. I'll have to talk to her about this. I remember how Takako awkwardly staggered out of the classroom. By the way, how often do you play Genshin? That is a question that's difficult to answer. So prior to the stream where I rolled for Nahida, I was playing daily for maybe 2 or 3 weeks. After getting Nahida, I don't know, maybe like every other day or so. Like half the week I'll log on, but not every day. Like maybe 3 days a week, let's say. Let's say 3 days a week. I returned to the classroom and placed the dust cloth back into the cleaning tool locker. I glanced at the classroom clock again, and after hurriedly stuffing my writing utensils into my bag, continued to school building number 4 where the third-year classrooms were. The problem with Genshin is, like, by the time I get home from work, I only have enough time to do one thing after I, like, cook and shower. So it's like, if I do Genshin, then I can't do anything else. You know what I mean? So, because then I have to go to sleep. So it's like, do I want a Genshin or do I want to watch anime or something? So I've only been like playing Genshin like 3 days a week because of that reason, because it's just like time is limited and I gotta make choices. So usually I'll log on, I'll be like, oh, the Nahida flowers probably respawn today. Oh, I can play today. And then I'll collect Nahida's flowers and do what I gotta do. Fight the Dendron Cube. Yada yada. How often are you playing Genshin? As I descended the stairs, I ran into Takako at the exit of the school building. She was looking at her shoe locker with her arms crossed. After a few seconds, she reached out and slowly opened it. In the next moment, her shoulders slumped. And if utter disappointment had its own sound effect, I would have heard it just now. That's right, today was your birthday. Hearing my voice made her turn toward me. Sachi, her lips curled up into a happy smile. I'm sorry, but I've got nothing for you this year. No way. It took only a second for her smile to turn into an expression of despair. Come here. Are they gonna kiss again? Is that the birthday gift? I walked closer, seized her arm, and continued toward the exit. Where are we going? I'll give you something good. They're gonna kiss again, aren't they? We circled around the building and reached the desolate area behind it. I looked around, briefly surveying the place. Okay. I took a step closer to Takako. This made Takako jump a bit, after which she timidly closed her eyes. That's not what I brought you here for. I tapped her forehead with my palm and pointed at the ground below. So that's what I thought they were going for. Me and Takako thought the same thing. You can have this. Takako looked down. Huh? What? Look, it's a 4-leaf clover I found earlier. Eh? Takako let out a beastly howl as she fell to her knees to inspect the clover. Ah, but you can't pluck it, okay? Another howl reverberated across the yard as I stopped her. I play every day, but for like 30 minutes or an hour. That's what I used to do. I used to do like an hour a day, maybe an hour and a half a day, but it's not feasible anymore. I do my commissions, domains, and do some material farming, then log off. Yeah, I would do like just commissions and resin. And then I was doing just commissions, and now I'm just like, bro. I want to play more though, but unfortunately, there's nothing to do anymore. I mean, I have a lot of things to do in Genshin, because I haven't done the Archon quests or really any of the Sumeru stuff. I beat everything and my map is completely finished. Damn, dude. Are you offering to play on my account, do everything for me? Is that where this is going? I'm sorry, Lord, you can't play on my account. I don't trust you. You're gonna roll for all of the worst waifus. You'll probably like sneak more rolls for Miko. I can't have that, bro. Can't have that. Is that where the name of your office comes from? It sounds pretty trite, doesn't it? I like it. It rolls off the tongue pretty well, too. Narasaki, sitting on her chair in the clinic, kept taking notes as I talked. I absentmindedly regarded her right hand as it kept scribbling something on the paper even after I had finished my story. Her speed was pretty incredible, yet her handwriting was meticulously clean and followed perfectly straight lines. On top of that, she glanced at the business card she held in her left hand. Her right, meanwhile, kept on going at an unchanged pace. There was a period during middle school when we temporarily drifted apart, but soon enough, we started talking on a daily basis again. I think that memory turned to something special for Takako. I see, said Narasaki as she flipped my business card around to have a look at its other side. Why did you want it anyway? I just wanted to see it. That's some pretty high quality paper you're using there. The drawing of the clover looks really cute too. Our job is designing things like this. It would affect our business if our cards had ugly drawings on them. Oh, I see. So the clover is like her logo for her business. And it's because she gave Takako a clover on one of Takako's birthdays. That's cute. I see. I guess it's like the sign of a sign maker's shop. Mostly pretty old ones though. LMAO, never crossed my mind, but that does sound like a plan. Just secretly get you Miko. Bro, that's the type of betrayal that I would expect from you, Lord. Like, I'll be saving freaking Primos for Kokomi. I'll have like freaking 50 wishes saved for Kokomi. All of a sudden, I freaking have Yai Migo for some reason. I'm like, what the fuck? Narasaki left my business card on the empty space between the scattered papers and medical records before fixing its position with her index and middle fingers. She then placed her index finger on the card. I could hear the faint sound of rain from the little window behind her. As I entered Narasaki's office, I saw a desk for medical examinations, 2 chairs, a hospital bed, and a medicine cabinet. There were many medical books and all sorts of bottles on a relatively small shelf. Am I missing something, Lord? Because I see the medical books, I see the bottles, I see the desk, I see 1 chair, 1 hospital bed. Where does she see 2 chairs, bro? I feel like she's seeing more stuff than we're seeing. Yeah, oddly enough, they didn't give off a sense of untidiness at all. Perhaps it was a secret order to them all. Can you remember exactly when all of this happened? During my first year in high school, I think. Narasaki wrote down Takako's birthday and placed a pen on her desk. She then turned around and let me know that it was time to start the actual examination. Let me hear your symptoms first. Don't be afraid to tell me anything, and try to be as specific as possible. I told her everything I was aware of. First, I told her about the ringing in my ears, although I'd already said most of what there was to say in the cafe. After that, I told her about the hallucinations. I'd never given her any concrete examples before, so this time I went into as much detail as possible in describing how I interacted with Takako at home or at the office. Narasaki kept taking notes in her medical chart as I spoke. As I kept recalling things on the fly, I occasionally had to stop and think about whether a given event took place before or after Takako had disappeared from the real world. Did that really happen after Takako disappeared? Narasaki seemed to have noticed as well, and made sure to question me about it. I answered honestly, saying that I wasn't quite certain. But then I told her about how I found out that Inukai had never actually met Takako. Narasaki nodded, and after a short pause, gave me a serious look. They're saying that this junior employee, Inukai, told you he's never met her. Yes, but I can remember seeing them working together. In other words, one of you is wrong. Narasaki cocked her head to the side while crossing her arms and legs. She almost looked like the statue of the Thinker. It didn't look like he was lying to me. When did he join your company exactly? Wait! Do you think, Lord, Takako is real, and she genuinely disappeared, and maybe Inukai is the hallucination? That could be the case. Maybe on the side by the door? Wait, what? Oh, the chair? Maybe. It could be behind that freaking curtain thing too. But I feel like everything that we can see, she should see. I feel like they're, I don't know. It feels misleading. She didn't even talk about the calendar or that event. I got curious about that too and looked it up. I pulled out a copy of his resume from the bag I left in the basket and handed it to Narasaki. It says almost 2 years ago. The date on his resume was the start of the previous year, so it made sense to assume he started coming to the office within the following year. Okay, so if he has a resume, I guess he's real, so I guess that theory of mine is out. I waited for her next words. According to your memories, Takako disappeared last year, right? Yes. In any case, I asked our other employee about it, and she remembered Takako. Okay, that's weird. Fumi had been working with us since we established the place. I see. It has been 4 years since then, right? Which makes it... Narasaki moved the books from the table, pulled out a brown printer paper from the drawer, and drew an axis of time on it. Wait, what? Why are there 2 disappearances? If your junior employee is correct, then Takako disappeared sometime during this period. Narasaki pointed at the line marking 4 to 2 years ago. If you are correct, then she disappeared sometime during this period. What? Next, she pointed at the period of time from 2 years ago all the way to the present day. I have to figure this out first. It felt like my thoughts would grow sluggish whenever I tried to think about it. Wait, so now everyone... It's okay, so Takako did disappear, but everyone is freaking confused about when she disappeared? Oh, this is weird, dude. Or maybe she does exist, but it was a fake name? I still think Takako is imaginary. I don't know, man. Fumi is confirming Takako existed. Can you remember exactly when it happened from your perspective? Yes, it was last autumn. I felt almost like I'd been swimming in a pool when the water suddenly turned into mud. My thoughts simply wouldn't progress from A to B. We went on a trip like we always do. She suddenly disappeared in the middle of it. I managed to force that out at least. Okay, if Takako disappeared in the middle of a trip, while Sachiko's thoughts turned to mud, then that means Takako is definitely a figment of her imagination. Question is, why does Fumi acknowledge Takako? If you're not feeling well, you don't need to overdo it, but can you try remembering any details about her disappearance? Probably got eaten by a bear. If she's real, she got eaten by a bear. I tried to recall our trip. We were walking down a stone pavement surrounded by buildings made from red brick. Takako was saying something with her gaze fixed on the pamphlet map. but it was as though she was somewhere far away and I couldn't make out her voice at all. The scenery itself began to distort and eventually dispersed. Or maybe Takako got like pulled into a van. Like Sachiko's vision was getting blurry, she was like about to pass out. A van just pulled up, kidnapped Takako, and left Sachiko behind. They're like, Takako, mad hot, we're gonna kidnap her. Sachiko, not cute enough. Bam, leave her behind. Everything okay, Sachi? Or feeling okay, Sachi? I heard Narasaki's voice. Do you feel sick? No, I'm okay, but it's like a part of my memories is covered by fog. I can't recall a thing. I see. But why? Why would I forget something that important? Sometimes you forget things precisely because they're important. Narasaki considered me for a few long moments, then turned back to her desk and began filling out her medical chart. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? I think this is all. You haven't told me about the ringing in your ears as of late. Did it stop? Narasaki asked me about my anxiety-induced acoustic hyperesthesia. It hasn't been happening lately. You are sure about that? Narasaki gave me a scrutinizing look. Didn't completely go away. It still happens with roughly the same frequency, but now it seems like it's ringing somewhere far away. I no longer get the feeling that my eardrums are going to burst like I used to. Narasaki inhaled a deep breath and responded with a quick "I see," exhaling it. After that, she began silently spinning her pen between her fingers, so I decided to ask her if there was anything she had learned from our conversation. I can make a few educated guesses, but I can't tell anything for sure until I examine you. What do you mean? I need to verify whether your symptoms are caused by physical or psychological factors. She told me that physical factors are usually described as endogenous and psychological ones as psychogenic. So you need to separate them, I see. Exactly. Let me go into a bit more detail. There are multiple things that can be the cause for hallucinations, ringing in the ears, and dysmenorrhea, such as drugs, brain damage, or schizophrenia. Treatment for any of these differs completely, so I first need to elucidate the cause. Let's see, I think I got it. I nodded, to which Narasaki responded with a nod of her own. In that case, I'd like to go in a bit more detail. Do you still have time today? I checked my watch and said that I did. And I'll try to investigate the timing of Takako's disappearance on my end as well. Good. Narasaki took out a stethoscope from one of her drawers and used it to inspect my body for any unusual sounds. Are you getting enough sleep every night? I make sure to sleep at least 6 hours a night no matter how busy I am. I only had to take off my shirt, but it was kind of embarrassing to be seen like this by an actual acquaintance. You don't drink periodically, do you? I only ever drink at social gatherings. Have you been to any doctors for other conditions recently? Not that I can think of. You put your shirt back on. Narasaki put the stethoscope away. After that, she made me take a written test. It was really easy. I had to do simple addition, write down today's date, and draw geometrical forms that were given to me, among other things. As I finished the test with a little hassle, Narasaki asked me if I wanted to take a blood test just in case. A blood test? You're gonna draw blood from me? Seeing how I wasn't as scared of needles as Sakako, I agreed to the blood test, hoping it might help. Don't worry, I won't be able to read your memories from this or anything, said Narasaki with a smile as she drew my blood. If it helped solve this, I wouldn't even mind. The procedures came to an end as I was trying to look away. Rather than pain, what I felt was more akin to my veins being lightly prodded by a finger. It appeared that Narasaki was good at drawing blood. After discarding the needle, she placed my blood on a silver rack. I made a brief sigh, prompting Narasaki to ask me if anything was wrong. I was seeing hallucinations, hearing sounds, and to top it all off, I apparently had memory problems as well. If that wasn't enough to get one depressed, I didn't know what was. I was just thinking about how my mind wasn't as strong as I thought it was. Narasaki made one of her unique chuckles, exhaling the air in a single breath. What's so funny? I gave her an indignant look. You don't look that distraught, that's all. What makes you say that? I mean, if a sigh is the extent of your reaction, I might not be good at conveying it, but I'm genuinely worried, okay? It shows that you're still feeling fine enough to maintain a calm exterior. On top of that, you're trying to face this problem with a cool head. Most mental patients aren't that aware of their problems, and only end up visiting a professional due to peer pressure. Compared to that, you not only recognize that something is off with what you're experiencing, but are trying to figure it out yourself through intellectual reasoning. In short, you're both tough and possess an open and flexible mind. Can't say that makes me feel that much better. Well, you being this self-aware makes my job a lot easier, at least. Narasaki added with a smile. Hope you're treating this seriously. You shouldn't overthink things like this. gave her a serious look, but she responded with her usual laid-back expression as if nothing of importance had happened. I could see a rectangular patch of light on her shoulder that filtered in through the small window behind her. Noticing my gaze, Narasaki glanced at the window herself. The sound of rain abated, and now the faint window-shaped patch of light extended across the floor. Well, we finished the blood test and all, so I guess we might as well have a sip of some coffee. Narasaki stood up and left the consultation room. As I killed time, absent-mindedly gazing at the pictures stuck to the corkboard on her desk, Narasaki returned with 2 cups of coffee in hand. She placed one in front of me, and kept the other in her hands as she sat down. With her left hand freed, she put it in the pocket of her white coat while using the right to take a sip from her cup. I reached out to my cup as well. Did that help you calm down a little? Narasaki posed that question at me just as I had finished about half of my coffee. A little. I don't think we solved much of anything yet, though. With these kinds of problems, just confiding in someone can help a lot. One's frame of mind is all that matters, she added. I had to admit, it made me feel better that she was acting so confident. I suppose I do feel a little less stressed now. Narasaki grinned. What are we going to do from now on? Well, for starters, I heard you out. Now I'll have to look through the results of your examination to be able to tell exactly what's going on and what the causes are. Then I could come up with the best solution for you. Should make it clear what the problem was before tackling it head on. I'll take care of all the complicated stuff, so you should just relax and give me some time. Alright. As I told you, if you come here, I'll see this thing through to the end, or at least until you're satisfied. Okay. Don't worry about it too much for now. As our appointment drew to a close, Narasaki told me this was just a preliminary check. After deciding on the time of my next visit and indulging in some small talk, I left the clinic. The sun shone brightly in the sky as I left the clinic. I wouldn't have been surprised to see a rainbow as well. I didn't dislike the smell of wet asphalt. I looked at the taxi parked in front of the pharmacy, but quickly averted my gaze before the driver could make eye contact. Another taxi drove to the clinic. I wasn't really knowledgeable about this area, but I felt that my office shouldn't have been that far from it. After thinking for a few moments, I decided to go on foot. As I expected, after moving north a few blocks, I found myself on a familiar street. Relieved, I continued walking, thinking back to my conversation with Narasaki. Hallucinations, ringing in the ears, and dysmenesia did sound pretty depressing. Nico, would you rather have every 5-star character or 5-star weapon? Wait, every 5-star character or every 5-star weapon? That's actually interesting. That's an interesting question, man. You know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like the 5-star weapons don't really make a difference. And to put that into perspective, I had Ayaka with a Black Cliff longsword, which is a 4-star weapon that you get from the shop, as you know. And it's kind of similar to the Mist Splitter in the sense that it has crit damage. So I had her with that sword, and then when I switched her to Mist Splitter, I feel like her damage is pretty much the same. She's still doing like 40k, 50k, usually at most. And then, you know, most of the time it's really like 20 to 30k. So, yeah, I feel like jumping from a 4-star to a 5-star weapon doesn't really make that much of a difference. Like, if you have a good 4-star weapon that fits your character, it fucking works. So I think I would rather have every 5-star character. Although, to be fair, there's not like a lot of 5-star characters that I kind of like wish that I had. I think Raiden Shogun is like the main one. And Nilu. But Nilu is new, so that's like, you know, whatever. But I kind of feel like I got most of the 5 stars that I wanted, you know. Like the people that I wanted, I pulled for and I got them. I think like Ball is the only one that has evaded me every time. True, but if you pick every 5-star weapon, you'll have weapons ready for any character. Yeah, but if they don't make much of a difference, then you know, because it's like either way I have weapons ready for every character. I could forge weapons, I could buy Royal or Black Cliff weapons with the freaking Star Glitter that we get for free. I could use the ones that I got from banners like Lion's Fang or Dragon's Bane or whatever the fuck. It's fairly easier to get 5-star characters. It is easier to get 5-star characters, but still, I feel like the weapons just aren't that impactful. I will say though that some 5-star weapons that I want include the Staff of Homa for Hu Tao, but I'm not like that crazy about it because I don't really use Hu Tao too much. The one that I really super duper want, like the #1 weapon that I want, is Eula's Great Sword, because right now I use her on Americas for like the Spiral Abyss, and she's really strong. But I have her with the Skyward Great Sword because I feel like that's my strongest great sword, and yeah, I think I could give her something so much better. The fact that it has energy recharge as like its main buff is kind of like a bitch. So it's a waste. But some of its other abilities are pretty good. It's just the fact that the energy recharge thing is like whack. Welcome back, Azure. Azure, what you have missed so far is that Takako might not exist. And we don't know what to do about that. We're all crying, losing our minds. But the real sad thing is it's not even Takako. The real sad thing is Saru hasn't shown up in stream yet. And I have a question for him, and he's not here. Feels bad, man. Did you buy anything, Azure, at the mall? Or did you just window shop and hang out? However, as Narasaki said, I didn't feel that anxious or confused about it. At least you're self-aware. What 3 weapons do you want, Lord? What are your like top 3 weapons that you want? Mine are the Eula sword, maybe the Hu Tao staff. And then, let me think if there's like a 5-star character that I use a lot that I need a weapon for. I guess Nahida's weapon, her lamp. Saru's a traitor, just like Azure. Bro, Saru started streaming at the time that I usually start streaming. So I don't know if that's why. I don't know if he's still streaming. But yeah. That was a surprise. I didn't know he streamed Saturdays at that time. He's playing Crosscode, which kinda to me looks like Mega Man. But it's not, like, the gameplay is not like Mega Man, but the characters feel kind of like Mega Man, like. I was here first. I just hanged out with my parents and got some ice cream. What? No, I was first. You even asked GU. No, Lord was first, bro. Lord was first. He's been talking here for like a good hour and a half. He's a true one. He didn't ditch me for ice cream. Feels bad, man. At least you're self-aware. I recall what she told me. I want Staff of Homa, Scaramouche's weapon, and Ito's weapon. Oh, you have Ito? Ito's pretty strong. I never rolled for him, though. Because, like, I don't know. It's like, I want Ito. Like, I wouldn't mind having him. He'd be cool. I like playing as him, but if I have to choose between rolling for Ito or saving my rolls for a waifu, I'm saving for a waifu, man. Hands down. I was literally first when the stream started, but I left. I don't know, man. I don't know. It sounds kind of sus, bro. Like, you know what's sus about that story? Like, if somebody came to this stream, they would never leave in the first place, bro. They'd be having too good of a time to leave, so sounds kind of sus. No, I want Ito's weapon for Noelle. Damn. I do use Noelle on all 3 accounts. Mostly for the shield, but I do have her level 90 on all 3 accounts, so that's an interesting choice. I gave Noelle the sword, the great sword that you forge that has defense %. I think it's called White Blind or something. I give her that one, and I sometimes refine it. I realized I had walked into a shadow. Raising my face, I stopped just a moment before bumping into a street sign. The last time I actually hit a street sign with my face was still in elementary school. Takako, however, kept telling me how it was a bad habit of mine to completely lose sight of my surroundings when I had something on my mind. I realized I was standing in front of a library. I checked my wristwatch. I still had some time before work. I told you that I need to leave? Bro, nobody would leave, though. Nobody would leave such a fun, enjoyable, exciting, charming stream like this one. You missed me and Lord talking about waifus, bro. We're talking about IRL waifus. You missed all the good shit. Azure, no room for traitors here? Damn right. Damn right. This will be remembered. Psychology was in a different section from medicine, so it was a pain to find it. However, before I could spot an idling library worker, I found myself in front of a shelf with these kinds of books. I randomly picked the one up and opened it. It seemed to be a dictionary dealing with terms of clinical psychology. I read through a few random pages until my eye stopped on something. Catharsis. A method of treatment that makes repressed memories resurface in order to avoid an explosive buildup. Uh-oh. Explosive buildup does not sound good. Making repressed memories resurface. According to the definition I was aware of, the word referred to the purification of emotions. However, in the context of psychology, it also seemed related to what Narasaki was talking about. Understanding the whole picture. I closed the book and considered the shelf again. In the end, I chose 2 books and brought them to the counter. As I left the psychology section, I stopped, wondering if I should perhaps borrow some other books. Mostly for recreational reading. The librarian behind the counter noticed me lingering about. I have Noelle at level 80, but I'm trying to get Ita's weapon so I can double crown her. Yeah, I'm not gonna crown Noelle, like, at all. I have her, like, barrier, her elemental skill at level 12. I was, like, considering crowning just that, but I'm not gonna crown. I'm just gonna leave everything at level 12 and call it. Over here, please. The librarian was a woman of short stature whose head barely reached up to my shoulders. I checked the floor behind the counter. It was the same height as the floor on my side. Do you happen to have a membership card? She addressed me in a slightly high-pitched tone. No. Is this your first time visiting? Yes. I'll prepare a card for you then. Can you fill out this form here? She placed a piece of paper and a pen in front of me. I wrote down my name and contact info. How long will this take? I handed her the form and glanced at the clock on the counter. Just a few minutes. Her reply was quick and curt. I wished she was more specific, but I nodded and decided to wait. I placed 3 books on the counter and the librarian scanned their covers with a barcode reader. I heard 3 beeps. She picked up the card that came out of a machine beyond the counter, gave it a final check, then handed it to me. I'm eating onion rings. Yummy yummy in my tummy. I'ma do a full Geo team and Noelle will be the main DPS. Bro, you're confused. First you're like, I'm gonna have Dendro Traveler, Kiku Shinobu, and all these other guys. And now you're like, fuck Shinobu, fuck Traveler, full Geo. And you keep coming up with some shit, bro. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking take Klee, Nahida. I'm gonna take Klee, Nahida. I'm gonna take Diona. And I'm gonna take Sayu. And I'm gonna have a team of cuties. How about that? Cute lolly team, bro. I don't use Diona, bro. I'm lying. And Chi-Chi's just not cute. And Sayu kind of whack. Not gonna lie. So, I don't think my team would work. I only like Klee and Nahida. Here you go, your library card. It really didn't take long. I picked it up along with my 3 books. What? I'm making different types of teams for the Abyss. Bro. I don't know, man. It sounded kind of sus, bro. Sounded kind of sus. Do you even play Abyss? Is Saru actually a female? Saru is a guy. He got a big banana peepee, alright? Because he's a monkey. Saru literally means monkey. The sun was starting to set as I left the library. This time I headed straight for the office, but as it was slightly farther than I had expected, I ended up arriving late. Because of yesterday. Damn. The hour arm of the clock above the entrance pointing at number 5 when I finally reached the office building. As I began ascending the staircase, I heard the footsteps of someone coming down. Oh, Inukai, hello. On your way home? Hello. I'm leaving on time today. What about Fumi? still in the office. She said she wanted to talk to you about something. I see. Well, I'll be going then. Alright, see you tomorrow. I reached the floor where our office was located, continued down the corridor, and stopped in front of the door. As if jolted by static electricity, my hand suddenly stopped right before touching the doorknob, so I simply shook my head and stepped inside. What? He's not a female? No. I don't think anybody that you've met in my community is female. Oh, except Ronzo. Ronzo's a female. There are more females in my community, but a lot of them haven't been around lately. And I'm not gonna go looking for them. They can come around whenever they want. The current team comps I'm doing is freeze team and aggravate team comp. Bro, freeze team comp, what you need is Kokomi Aika, bro. That's all you fucking need. Literally, when I cleared all 12 floors of the Spiral Abyss, like, the 12th floor had me fighting these fucking huge robots, right? I think it was literally the last chamber, too. And the reason I got through it was because they couldn't even attack me because I was constantly freezing them with freaking Kokomi Aika. Hey, you can't decide if Saru is or isn't female. Shaking my head. It's 2022, G. Come on. Yo, the GOAT is here? Lord, it's Lightblade. Ugh. I'm back. Oh, hey there. Fumi replied right away. I turned toward the direction of her voice and saw her busily writing. There was no one else in the office. You missed the XYZ. So the current theory is that Takako is a figment of Sachiko's imagination. Because one of the office workers, the guy Inukai, he was like, Takako don't exist, bro. He was like, fuck you talking about? Who the F is you, Azure? I don't know, to be honest. I walked to the whiteboard, turned my magnet upside down, and erased the brief note detailing the reason for my absence. Oh, it says here that Inukai's still in the office? He forgot his magnet again. I'll have a chat with him tomorrow. I turned Inukai's magnet upside down. According to this, Fumi and I were in the office, while Inukai and Anne were gone. As I returned to my desk, I spotted some new papers in my documents tray. I've taken care of the receipt application, so I left the bills in your tray. I see, thanks. I turned on my PC, prompting lines and letters to appear on the black background of the monitor. I stood up and looked through the rest of my papers as my machine booted up. A few drafts of the commissions I placed in the tray, myself, attendance records, and a year-end vacation applications. Does the schedule work for you? They had extra days off at the end of the year, but fewer days at the beginning. We had fewer offers next year, so I had to agree to some extra challenging jobs. Ah yes, no problems on my end. Fumi straightened her back as she turned around to answer. I mean, all that's changed is that our vacation starts earlier. You visit your family home during the holidays, right? I imagine you might not be able to meet everyone if vacation times keep shifting. I don't have anyone special that I'd be dying to meet anyway. Don't make me say it out loud, jeez. She then changed the topic by complaining about how it was cold in the office. I'm sorry. If you can finish your current commission early, you're free to start your vacation right then. For my freeze team, I use Aika, Kazuha, Mona, and Rosaria. Oh damn, nice freeze team. Aika, Kazuha, Mona, Rosaria. Pretty good team. How would you know, Azure? You don't live with us. I'm Jiu's little sister, but you're not. Yes, I am. No, because I am. No, you're not. I am. Bro. What if Lord is actually my little sister? Did you ever think about that? What do you mean? It's more like you don't live with me and Jiu. Bro, Lord is the only one that lives with me. She calls me Oni-san every single morning with a big smile. She makes me heart-shaped omu rice. Lord is the best little sister an Oni-san could ask for. Jiu and I. That's right, correct her terrible grammar. The opposite holds true as well, though. Nice work, XYZ. Being a hero of education. What the hell? Lord is a girl? Not only is Lord a girl, but Lord is my beautiful little sister. How dare you? I'm sorry. If you can finish your current commission early, you're free to start your vacation right then. My, that sounds like an awfully attractive proposal. The opposite holds true as well, though. Haha, should have known. I'll do my best. I copied the important parts from the papers into my computer once they're finished booting up. I opened the schedule file and entered Fumi's and Ukai's schedules. Our vacation is unusually long this year, isn't it? I continued tapping away on the keyboard. We should take another trip together. I prefer a place that's warm this time of the year. What about the Mediterranean Sea? I missed my chance to swim in it last time. I've heard you can't swim in it past October. Then we should go to that tropical island again. As I recalled that starlit tropical sky in the mind's eye, another voice from up close interrupted my thoughts. Miss Sachiko? What? I was startled but didn't jump, and instead continued with faked calmness. Something the matter? You seem to be talking to yourself there. Uh-oh. Oh, Lord. Oh, XYZ, it's happening. You seem to be talking to yourself. Nothing, pay it no mind. Okay then. She bought me some tea. Thanks. If you don't have anything else for me, I'll leave by 7 tonight. Alright, go ahead. Fumi returned the tea tray to the kitchen and focused on her work. Would you like to have dinner together? Fumi addressed me. Sounds lovely, but I can't. There's something I need to finish. I see. Let's go some other time. Sure thing. Fumi left the office at 7 like she had said. And after killing some time so we wouldn't run into each other, I followed suit. Lord is Lord. Shaking my head. You ask too many questions. Of course, Gio, I got you. Gotta keep your community educated. Red face. Especially this Azure kid. Yo, for real, for real. Two days later, I ended up finishing my work early, so I told Fumi and the others that I had a little errand to run and went straight to the clinic. Upon telling Narasaki about it, she asked me if everything was okay with work, adding that it must be a hassle to just jump through all those hoops. I can't exactly tell everyone that I'm leaving early because I suspect I'm going mad. I need to have my head checked. While understanding your circumstances is pretty common in this field, I'd also prefer to keep this from my regular clients. Have I not told you before? That's why I wanted to discuss this with you in private. Really? I looked at Narasaki's desk. He had a bundle of medical records on it. Beyond that, on the wall, I spotted a green board with some memos, a couple of landscape pictures, and a small calendar pinned to it. The calendar had a picture of a turbulent-looking sea on it. It seemed dangerous to swim in. The entire scenery was dominated by the color blue. Even the cliffs in the distance seemed somewhat affected, resembling massive icebergs. The days below the picture were circled. They had all sorts of errands and what were most likely appointments written around them. Did you find something interesting? Narasaki addressed me while jotting something down to my medical record. Yeah. I was wondering, how long have you been working here? I'm approaching my 3rd year as a practicing physician. Before that, I worked at a different clinic. I considered her white coat, trying to imagine her usual day here. Which one of your past patients left the biggest impression? Narasaki seemed to freeze for a moment. She then answered that there were many, seemingly trying to avoid the subject. Realizing it was probably a thoughtless question, I decided not to prod further. I shifted my gaze from Narasaki and looked around the consultation room. All kinds of bottles with English labels lined the medicine shelf, neatly locked behind its glass door. As I absentmindedly gazed at the graded beaker, I realized that it went out of focus, with all the little blue lines on it blurring together. I rubbed my right eye. You seem tired. I pulled a late shift yesterday. I returned my gaze to Narasaki. She slightly turned her chair toward me. Are you getting enough sleep lately? Work's a bit frantic these days. I'm handling twice my usual workload. That's not good. I know. The brunt of the work is already finished. All that's left is to organize everything. So you're saying the worst part is already over? Yes. Well, be careful. Vacation does little good if you only end up ruining your health through overworking. I know that. Do you have any plans to go somewhere? Not really. I see. Narasaki took a breath and spun her pen and round the thumb of her right hand. Yeah, XYZ. Look at what Azure's posting, bro. I think you need to re-educate her. Matter of fact, we're gonna force her to partake in after school. I imagine it's walking along the fence behind the building. I see them there sometimes. Narasaki fell silent as I stared at the window. It remained completely silent, but no other meows followed. The window itself was similar to the kind that tends to be in bathrooms. When I thought about it, this room suddenly started feeling very small. Usually I have people in this room that tend to say some off-kilter things, right? Hold on, guys. I'm gonna grab my phone for a second. And then I'm gonna change something on my phone. Oh, bro, Azure's really going at it, bro. Azure, if you can read this in English only, chat. Shake my head, jeez, you're forgetting how to read. Bro, Azure is forgetting how to write. That's the problem. Narasaki looked behind her, allowing... You know what? I think Azure is Komi, bro. Azure-san can't communicate. That's the next anime. Narasaki looked behind her, allowing her gaze to travel across the entire room before it's finally stopped on me again. It's pretty small, isn't it? Lately I've heard how other doctors try to make their consultation rooms look as spacious as possible and use brightly colored wallpapers to lessen the stress of the patients. Doesn't seem like you're doing that. I don't have the funds. Besides, this place is small, but it feels kind of isolated from the rest of the building, right? I feel like it might help some patients to relax and talk instead. I think I like it this way too. Glad to hear that. Narasaki made a satisfied smile. Did you take those pictures? No, I just stuck on a bunch of photos I like. That's the Blue Grotto. Oh, I didn't even know that. You seem well informed. I've been to it. We went to all sorts of places with Takako. Such as? That seemed to pique Narasaki's interest. It felt more like I was chatting with a friend at a cafe, rather than having an actual medical examination or anything of the sort. Narasaki kept asking questions about my past, from my club activities at school to all the trips I had over the years. I told her everything I could remember, trying to be as brief and on point as possible. Narasaki wrote everything down, her white coat swaying as her hand danced across the pages of the white paper. She would also jot down some notes in my medical record once in a while. When I told Narasaki about how Takako found a printing error on a winning candy stick, and the woman selling them had to fix it with a marker, she once again added a note to my medical record. After heaving a brief sigh, I took a sip of coffee to have a break from all the talking. Any new problems since our last appointment? I told her about how I saw Takako at the office after discussing vacation plans with Fumi. Narasaki wrote something down in my medical record again. Squeezed under it, I saw a medical examination paper with all sorts of numbers printed out on it. It looked like it could have been my blood test. One of those are the results of my previous exam? Narasaki followed my gaze and, spotting the paper, gave me a nod. Did you find anything out? Azure, true Azure might be. Bro, look at this XYZ. What the fuck is this, bro? What is Azure trying to tell us? Azure, I think you need to see a psychiatrist just like Sachiko. I think it's time. I think Bond would agree. Damn, sorry Azure, you really going this time? Dang. I wanted to know if she had come any closer to elucidating the cause. Banned? Of course I did. Narasaki pulled the paper out and placed it on top of the medical record. For starters, it doesn't seem like your condition is physical. She explained, tracing the top line of the results with her finger. According to our test results, your physical health is in perfect order. All your blood values are normal and we found no drugs in your system. According to the written test you took, it doesn't seem like your intellect is impaired in any way either. And finally, from your reactions to my questions during our conversations, I'd say schizophrenia can also be safely ruled out. Then, what is causing this? It's most likely something psychogenic. I guess something along the lines of a strong mental trauma or chronic stress. Or perhaps both, she added. I tried to consider both possibilities. I was busy with work, but I didn't have any severe problems. If anything, my company was on the rise. My personal life had grown quite lonely without Takako, but it wasn't to the extent that I lost sleep thinking about it. I also couldn't think of any particularly stressful or shocking situations I might have been exposed to, not in my private life, and not at work either. Any ideas? Narasaki asked. I kept thinking for a few more moments, then answered in the negative. Narasaki nodded and leaned against her chair. Is something the matter? I imagine it's most likely that you've forgotten the cause. I'm not trying to sound like I know everything about you, but from what you've told me so far, I can't think of a more likely cause than Takako's disappearance. Besides, you told me you couldn't recall the details surrounding it. So both the ringing in my ears and hallucinations are caused by that? I'm not sure about the ringing, but it would be natural to assume that your hallucinations of Takako are. I've already thought of that possibility. Takako's disappearance left a deep wound in my heart, and I was chronically exhausted from trying to manage my life and work without her. But I never faced that pain. Instead, I made up another Takako in my mind to distract myself from it. It seems like you were thinking something along those lines yourself. Indeed I was. It was natural for her to assume the same. Still, I wasn't sure why, but I felt that something was off about that train of thought. As I fell silent, Narasaki parted her lips and uttered the brief phrase, "Everything has a reason or a cause," seemingly muttering to herself. I glanced at the medical record in Narasaki's hand. It had a cause and symptoms written down on some sort of diagram looking thing. You still can't remember anything about how she disappeared? No. Why are you bringing Bond into this? Stop. Nah, don't see psychiatrist, see psychologist. True, Bond would agree. He knows best. Dang. To tell the truth, I've tried investigating reports about people who disappeared abroad over the past 2 years, but I couldn't find a single article on your friend. You mean she hasn't disappeared? I don't know. Maybe there's simply no article written. Narasaki paused. I tried remembering my last trip with Takako, but my memories remain shrouded by a thick fog. I can try bringing those memories to the surface through hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy? You mean hypnosis? Like with a swaying coin and everything? Yeah, I could use a coin if you insist. Narasaki pulled one of her drawers open and picked up a 5 yen coin from all the change scattered on the pen tray inside it. You can do that? The effectiveness varies drastically from person to person, but I've done hypnotherapy before. If Takako's disappearance really is the cause of your hallucinations, we might get a hint that could help with your recovery, provided you remember how it all happened. As I stared at the sizable coin on the desk, Narasaki placed her hand on it. But first, I'd like to confirm that you actually want to get rid of the hallucinations. As I gave Narasaki a puzzled look, she explained that my symptoms were slightly different from all of the other patients she had dealt with. What's so different about me? The difference is that your symptoms don't seem to affect your life in any negative way, at least as far as I can tell. What do you mean? What do you think are the main problems with hallucinations? I cocked my head to the side. For example, let's say a patient keeps seeing bugs crawling on the walls, or crazed killers chasing them through the streets. That causes them to get startled, or even start running even when nothing is really happening. If that keeps happening periodically, well, you can imagine how it might become difficult to lead a normal life. That's what I meant by negative effects. However, in your case, it sounds like you spent at least 2 years leading an ordinary life despite your condition. That's true. Also, not only did you not realize there was something wrong with you for 2 years, but neither did your acquaintances. I don't believe a massive difference in perception, such as seeing a person who's not there, could go unnoticed for long. As I've explained, hallucinations are false information interpreted by your mind as genuine. When you're looking at Takako, your eyes should be fixed on an empty space. When you hear her speak, you react to sounds that aren't there. Do you think no one would have noticed that for 2 whole years? Especially when you actually have conversations with her? She had a point. Now that I thought about it, my 2 colleagues seemingly showed no signs of finding anything wrong with my behavior. Narasaki regarded me in silence. I realized Narasaki had not seen me act that way either. And according to her, there were no physical factors that could have caused me to act this way either. From her position, it might even be plausible that I was making all of this up. I'm not lying. I know that. I know you. You're not the kind to make things up like that. Narasaki's expression turned somewhat more mellow. Well, I suppose it's possible he simply never had any conversations with Takako when the other 2 were present. That can't be true. I have memories of all 4 of us talking. I may have been having conversations with her, but they certainly couldn't have. In that case, perhaps you act normally when you're in front of them, the way you would if you understood that Takako was gone. I don't know. Are you saying my memories are incorrect? Most likely. In your head, there's a delusion that Takako is still with you, and it keeps overriding your real memories. I considered Narasaki's words for a while with my gaze fixed on the floor. Soon enough, I heard her chair creak, which made me raise my face again. It's okay, Azure. Bond has always helped us out. You know Bond? Yes, sir. He my boy. How long have you known him? 5 years. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, we like that. I've only known him for a year. She continued without waiting for my answer. For example, there are people with alleged psychic powers that can see ghosts and auras around people. From the perspective of psychiatry, that's a condition that should be looked at. But from their perspective, it's not something they necessarily want to be cured of. That's because neither of those cause severe problems during their normal lives. In a way, your situation is similar. Inside you, there seem to exist both the office without Takako that you share with your colleagues, and an alternate one with her that you keep to yourself. Besides, I couldn't find anything physically wrong with you either, so there's also a possibility that this thing might go away on its own eventually. I felt like making a sigh, but I held it in. Still, if there's anything that can help cure me, I want to try it. I'd rather not want to worry about suddenly starting to talk about things that don't make sense to my colleagues, and seeing things that no one else does kind of weirds me out. Narasaki broke our gaze as she fell in thought for a few moments, then looked back at me. Over that time, the pen in her right hand moved from between her thumb and the index finger, traveling all the way to her pinky in wide arcs. Then it returned to its former position the same way, almost like someone had rewound the tape. Well, it's not like everyone always sees the same things anyway. I furrowed my brows, unable to understand what Narasaki meant. When I was a kid, I told a friend that a flower she drew in an arts class had weird colors. But my friend thought those colors were beautiful. Her flower mainly used rich colors like red, blue, and purple, but for whatever reason, she used achromatic colors like brown and gray to color a few parts of it. It honestly looked pretty creepy to me. But to my friend, who likely possessed a different interpretation of colors, it looked very charming. Narasaki looked around and pointed at a decorative strawberry on her table. For example, we can both agree that this strawberry is red. However, there's no way to tell if the reds you and I see are the same. There's no way to express such a difference in words, and it causes no misunderstandings either. I think you're losing me. Huh? Really? Honestly, just get good. Damn, bro. Imagine not knowing Bond for at least 5 years, dude. Couldn't be me. I returned home, took a shower, and ate yesterday's potato salad leftovers for dinner. Then I slumped down into the sofa and began watching TV. The news commentator kept babbling on about unrelated things instead of introducing the actual news. I kept absent-mindedly staring at the screen, and as I hadn't really paid attention to all the details of what happened and why, I realized I only remembered the opinion of the expert they brought in. I began my search for a less tiring program, and after a bit of flipping through channels, settled on the weather broadcast. I thought about my time in the clinic. Narasaki told me that she needed some preparation for the hypnotherapy, so I was sent home right after the explanation of my test results. Give her some time, thought before our next appointment. According to Narasaki, I had forgotten the very thing that caused me to hallucinate. But that my memory loss was apparently some sort of self-defense mechanism against a mental trauma. Takako's disappearance was so shocking it made me forget how it even happened. If the hallucinations were simply caused by not having Takako in my life anymore, time could easily solve the issue. Still, shock and stress being the cause just didn't sound right to me. Takako is the most important person in my life. I'd do anything if there was a way to make her come back. But neither she nor I could have wished for nonsense like this. As I returned to the clinic, I found Narasaki staring at her notebook. "What are you reading?" She gave me a glance and said, "It's a record of my old patients." As I sat down, Narasaki closed her notebook and stuffed it into a drawer. "You said my hallucinations were special, but how do people normally start seeing them?" Narasaki answered with an aloof, Many hypotheses exist that pertain to hallucinations, but there's still a lot we don't know. The most accepted one is the dopamine hypothesis. Your nervous cells secrete too much dopamine in the synapses, and it makes electrical impulses in your brain go haywire, showing you hallucinations. There's another hypothesis that hallucinations occur when your self-awareness drops. When you wake up in the morning, sometimes there's a short period when you don't remember who you are, right? It's something like that, basically. The hypothesis states that you lose the ability to differentiate between things happening in reality and things happening inside your head. Bond's just too perfect. He's enjoyable to talk to. He's friendly, nice, and generous. Any word that possibly describes him. He has a magic effect that makes people like him. That sounds interesting. To me, he seems like a nice but also quiet dude. I don't know. I don't feel like he talks much. Damn, sounds like Bond. I forgot to space. And me. Shaking my head. You gotta go back to 5th grade, Azure. Fuck. Actually, if you're forgetting to space, that's more like a kindergarten skill. You gotta go back to kindergarten. Well, those are the most common cases anyway. Why do I keep pressing the wrong effing button? Shit. How do you treat them? In both cases, you gotta do away with the cause first. There are many things that can cause dopamine excess, but in most cases, it's induced by drugs. Most of the time, you can take care of that by simply taking medicine with dopamine antagonists. As for the drop of self-awareness, it's usually the result of stress after a strong mental trauma. In that case, you first have to elucidate the concrete cause and solve it for the patient. It sounds pretty complicated. Don't worry about it. Your case is different, and besides, you can leave all the complicated stuff to me. Narasaki gave me a smile. I wonder if it's determining the cause will also make my hallucinations disappear. Gah. Okay. Shaking my head, you. Teach Azure how to write. No, I don't want to go to kindergarten again. I just typed too fast. I go straight to kindergarten and we get nap time. Bro, nap time, bro? I don't know if nap time is worth going to kindergarten. Because you're going to be surrounded by other kindergartners who are going to, like, spit at you. And then you're going to get COVID. Literally, this week, I was in class, right? I was in the school. And there were these 2 first graders. They were, like, standing in front of each other. One boy and one girl. They're just standing real close to each other, staring at each other. And then the girl, like, sneezed into the boy's face. And she started laughing. And the boy started smiling. And I'm like, bro, she could have possibly just given you fucking COVID. Like, what the fuck are you laughing about? Or smiling about, rather. Yeah, she just like fucking like laughed in his face, probably like spit all over him, and he was into it. He was like, fuck yeah, dude. We'll start from clarifying those. Everything had a reason. It was something I had heard Narasaki say before. Actually, I think I heard her say something along those lines multiple times, and I agreed with the idea. I think my symptoms have a reason too. I told Narasaki what I'd been thinking about since last night. I think I've mistaken the date of Takako's disappearance to make sense of why they'd both be in the office at the same time. That has to be it. But I'm still not sure why my hallucinations happened in the first place. Even if her disappearance was an incredible shock to me, I doubt I'd want to deceive myself just so I wouldn't have to face it. I just wouldn't do something like that. So I want to remember what really happened and figure this thing out properly. He found it romantic? Bro, when I was their age, I was so scared to do any of that. Romantic? I'm pretty sure they don't start that phase that early, Azure. Shaking my head. That's false, bro. They do start that phase that early. I remember when I was in 1st grade, their age, I had a crush on a 3rd grader who basically, she took the same bus as me. So I would try to like sit with her on the bus and stuff. And I remember one day we were on the bus and she wanted me to give her a kiss. And she would always call me my Nico. That's how she would refer to me. Like whenever she would see me. Yeah, she ended up working in a restaurant. A casual dining restaurant. When we were like in high school. I remember seeing her there. Don't know how she's doing now. Hope she's doing well. You saying that because yours did. Shaking my head. You moving from one to another. Stop saying shaking my head. Bro, why are you so mad at him, bro? Bro, y'all start so young. Bro, it's because of the tie hen, bro. The tie hen taught me when I was still young. You might end up remembering something unpleasant, though. I tried imagining what it could possibly be, but nothing came to mind. Putting that aside, though, I was more scared of living my life seeing things that weren't real. If it's related to Takako, I can't allow myself to just forget it. Narasaki picked up the 5 yen coin from the desk. Are you really going to use that? Narasaki made a silent smile as she attached a piece of string to the coin. I'll use hypnosis to bring out memories from your subconsciousness to the surface. However, there's no guarantee they'll be real memories. There were cases when a hypnotized patient started talking about being kidnapped by aliens or their memories from the previous life. The brain has a hard time differentiating between real memories and delusions. So if something like that happens, what are we going to do? I'll ask you questions, then I'll try my best to lead you to the answers we need while you're in an unconscious state. So it's all up to you, basically. Yep. Don't worry, I'm actually pretty good at this. Are you ready? I am. I sat down into a cozy armchair, almost lying down. Narasaki came closer and told me to relax. Then she told me to watch the coin. As it started to slowly sway, she began to talk. Try remembering that trip. I focused my thoughts on the last trip I had with Takako. A street paved with stones, brick buildings around me. Takako and I are walking together. A street paved... Oh. I don't know why it's giving me the same thing. I felt the nostalgic scent of a town I visited a long, long time ago. I didn't start until I was working. You literally just started working, though. At freaking Costco. Shaking my head, Azure, English, please. Stop. Sheesh, when did you watch your first Saihen? Kindergarten? When you was 2? Nah, pre-K, dude. Pre-K. Like, when everybody else was playing with toys, I was like, damn it, I don't want these toys. I want to play with some titties. And that's when it all started. Shaking my head, Azure, slow down. You can't even speak English anymore. While I was walking behind Takako, who kept looking left and right. I could hear the cool sound of running water as we continued down the stone-paved street surrounded by tall stone buildings. I feel like Takako's gonna get hit by a car, dude. I hear the cool sound of running water. Okay, I read that. At the end of the alley, we found ourselves in a small square at the very center of the old town. There was a giant fountain there. Oh no, is she gonna drown? Is that what happens? Marble sculptures lined the wall behind the fountain with all sorts of engravings on its edge. In the center stood the ruler of the seas, Neptune, surrounded on each side by the fertility goddess Ceres and the goddess of health Salus. Water flowed forth from the legs of all three, trickling down to the huge puddle below them like a waterfall. Takako already had 2 coins in her hand. I hope I don't miss. Is it even possible with such a huge target? Just try not to hit anyone like you did at Asakusa. The small square, half of which was taken up by the fountain, was filled with people. A group of workers pulling a cart packed with large boxes, people resting on the stairs, a couple sitting on the stone handrail, seemingly more interested in each other than the fountain, and a group of tourists listening to explanations of their guide. Does GU pull? I do. Costco? Damn, bro. I'm not working there. I'm working Walmart. I ain't working in the rich parts. Bro, you work in Costco because you said you give samples in the meat section. Yes, Azure, but he never get the 5 stars. No, I mean real women. I know. I just answered out. Bro. I obviously pull. I've talked a lot about me pulling during streams, but I'm not gonna talk about it right now. Cause I've already told those stories like 1,000 fucking times. The coin painting a beautiful arc against the blue of the sky plopped into the water, vanishing from sight. Did I get it in? As I nodded, Takako's face lit up. After taking a handful of pictures in front of the fountain, I grabbed Takako, still reluctant to leave, by the arm and left the square. No, not sample. Shake my head, that's too far. Where are we going next? As we entered the alley neighboring a gelato shop, Takako placed the camera back into her bag and pulled out the tourist booklet we bought at the airport, spreading the map that she kept inside it. Then she checked the compass key holder that was attached to her bag. The main attraction today is obviously the cathedral, which is here. And we're here. Which means we gotta go there. Takako showed me the map and pointed the alley to the west. You're interested in churches and cathedrals, right? After checking out this temple in that square, we can cross the river and head for the Grand Cathedral. Takako pointed at the pictures in the booklet as we walked. I heard a rattling sound from behind the corner next to the shoe store. Whoa! Takako jumped out of the way of a yellow tricycle that suddenly appeared. The tricycle, its cargo box full of red and pink flowers, creaked as though expressing some sort of discontent, then swiftly disappeared beyond another corner, leaving only a faint fragrance of flowers in its wake. It smells nice, Takako remarked. There were many stores in the arc-shaped alleyway, the display windows filled with a plethora of things. The wine store had a bunch of wooden boxes with bottles stacked in front of it. The confectionery had 2 transparent bags of colorful beans hanging above its doors. Its orange-tinted display window was packed with 3 rows of various chocolates and candies shaped in the form of flowers and fruits. I'm currently tucked in my warm, soft blanket, watching the stream. I'm very cozy. And I was trying to tuck into a blanket while streaming myself, but I took it off now. It feels warm now. So actually, let's hurry on to the temple. Do you pull Azure? Didn't think so. Yeah, Azure don't pull, bro. Takako, who had gotten ahead of me as I briefly halted to look at the candies, come back and clasped my hand. You're not embarrassed to hold hands? Everyone's doing it here. Remember that couple at the fountain? Those two were glued to each other. Bro. I hope the Azure someday pulls, bro. It's not gonna be Apple though. Bond is just too good for her. What the fuck, y'all need blankets? Damn, I don't need any. That's because you fucking live like in Mexico, like right near the equator, dude. Besides, we already went on a trip together. What's there to be embarrassed about? Takako let out an audible laugh. As we exited the alleyway, we found ourselves in another square of a fountain. It was surrounded by people who looked like street performers and souvenir shops that seemed to specialize in wood carvings. Turning to the right, I spotted a huge white pillar. As we continued down the bustling square while clasping each other's hands, another set of pillars appeared from the shadow of the one we saw from the distance. Whoa, it's huge! The triangle-shaped roof of the temple is supported by 16 big stone pillars. Under it, there was a long entrance with a tall ceiling that was shaped like a cylindrical dome from the outside. It's okay to go inside, right? I want to see how it looks. Takako pulled my hand toward the entrance, nimbly evading the people in the crowd. Bro, I want to see, like, a damn JPEG or something, a fucking image of them holding hands. They can't just, like, be like, oh, they're holding hands and, like, not fucking show it. Why are they playing me like this? Oh, damn. I looked up at the dome above our heads. Unlike the entrance, there were no pillars supporting it, and I could see the blue sky peeking out from the hole in its center. After admiring that divine-looking pillar of light, we continued toward the morning market that was mentioned in the booklet. There were no big roads that led to it. Hold on, guys. Oh, what? So we had to use lots of tiny alleyways between buildings. Despite getting lost a few times, but we finally found our way to a destination. However, being exhausted by the long trek, we decided to first take a break at a nearby restaurant. Damn, bro. Wow, please refrain from your imagination. This is IRL. What? No, I live where it's super cold. I live in Canada. I don't really care if Bond doesn't like me or anything. I'll be fine as long as me and him talk to each other or spend time together. You live sad life. You missing 100% of the shots you take. Sure. Damn. Hitting her with that freaking Kobe Bryant quote, dude. What kind of flower do you think that is? Which one? We gazed at the market from under the white parasols lining the restaurant's terrace. There are countless wooden stands next to each other, every single one spotted canvas roofs to protect them from the sun. Their assortments included food, spices, fruits, flowers, and other miscellaneous goods. There's a blue bucket with purple flowers near that stand. I'm not sure what they are. They look kind of like chrysanthemums though. I wonder if we have them in Japan. Remember, that vegetable store from earlier? It was pretty awesome. Who would have thought there'd be so many different species of tomatoes? I wonder if they use different ones from different dishes. As we were discussing the market, the waiter approached us to take our order. You gonna order salad again? Yes. As Takako spoke with the waiter, all the while gesturing like a crazy person, I glanced back at the market one more time. It looks like a festival. It's nice to see everyone running back and forth with so much energy. I wonder if it's like that every day. Takako said that as she finished conveying our orders. Seems like this square has served a variety of different purposes over the years. At one point it was a field of flowers, and another period it was used to stage executions. I told her what was written on the building. Executions? You know, like flogging. I wonder if the people who came here to pick flowers ever imagined the place would end up like that, or if the people who were flogged here expected this area to eventually become a market. I'm not sure how that matters in any way. Takako shook her head, wolfing down the fruit she bought at the market. Like, try imagining someone in the distant past sitting in the same place as we do. What if there's someone imagined that there would be a restaurant here, and that a woman sitting there would be thinking about them? Wouldn't that be incredible? Yeah, he probably will leave you in a box just like that cat, unless you shoot your shot. But then it'll be like you missing 99% of the shots you take. That is if he accepts. Broski is taken though. It would have been pretty miraculous for them to imagine that some Asian girl would one day be bringing it up to her girlfriend while chewing on fruits. I'm willing to bet it's about as likely as the birth of another universe or something. Really? Or rather, even less likely than that. Takako stuffed a piece of orange in her mouth and closed her eyes. Alright, now I'm thinking about two homosexual aliens from Jupiter having a picnic here after the fall of humanity. I'm thinking about two Asian women eating fruits at a restaurant in the very same place while they themselves snack on seaweed-filled rice balls. If you skip the homosexual bit and the rice balls, you might even be right. You'd think it'd be as likely as the birth of a new universe? That would be nice. I hope someone builds a temple for us too if that happens. Yeah, right. I think the possibility of the current gods punishing you for these ideas is a lot higher, actually. They're having a weird-ass conversation, man. Bond's taken? Yeah, oh. By these nuts. Damn, bro. We stopped in front of a panini sandwich cart that stood on the middle of a stone bridge across the river. It resembled a giant opened-up umbrella with gelato, soft drinks, and all sorts of snacks lined up under it. We brought some panini and drinks and continued down the road. I still can't get used to how cheap everything is here. Takako remarked as she gobbled down her panini. Her sandwich was shaped like a cream puff of cheese, prosciutto ham, and rucola herbs. Unable to watch Takako try and fail to fit it into her mouth, the store clerk helped her crush the thing into a smaller size. You want a taste? Noticing my stare, Takako offered a bite of her sandwich. I nodded and helped myself to a small portion. The bread had just the right amount of crispiness to it, while the savory smell coming from inside it, combined with the taste of ham and cheese, resulted in a truly mouth-watering culinary experience. Nah, but for real? Nah, he doesn't tell me. He probably is. Yeah, he gay, by the way. What? Kinda surprised you can get something this good at that price. The restaurant we had lunch at was pretty cheap too. I wonder if it's their economy. Could be. I answered her as I wolfed down the food. And I took a sip of the Coke we brought at the same store. We could save money, quit our jobs in Japan, and move here. Takako crossed the river and entered another alleyway. That's one plan from the far future. And maybe we should move here earlier and run a shop together like the one we've just been to. You mean a cart? They had flower carts in San Francisco too. Yeah, you see them a lot overseas. I guess it's cheaper than renting out an actual building. I wonder what they would do on days with bad weather. With no air conditioning, I doubt business is booming during winter. On top of that, if the wheels of the car gets damaged or something, you can't sell anything until you get them fixed. Yeah. Wonder how they profit. There's no way to know unless we have the data, but given the amount of them in this town, it can't be that bad. I imagine you can insure the cart too. I see. If you're so curious about, how about asking them directly? I pointed out another cart shop at the road by the river. He seemed to be dealing in women's apparel and had all sorts of clothes hung up that blocked the view. Still, I could at least spot a female customer talking with a gray-haired middle-aged clerk. Takako looked at the cart for a while before turning back to me. It would be cool to travel around the world selling your things, but I'd rather have a proper store so I can design it the way I want. I'm sure that bothers you more than profits. Of course. In either case, we'd have to study the native language here. Okay, let me go ask. Yeah, Bon ain't gay. I was just saying that, lol. Okay, just ask me. Let me wait. Oh, bruh. Haha, are you kidding me? Damn. I can't believe you asking Bon if he's gay, bro. Damn, he gonna think you a hater. I just asked him for no reason. Let's do it together, just like we did with English. I wonder if they have any movies in this language. I'm sure they do. The sun peeked out from between the buildings surrounding the alley, making Takako narrow her eyes. The edges of the brown-colored roofs cast many uneven shadows on the road. That arch looks pretty cute. I followed Takako's finger to see a grated window with an angel carved in the arch above it. The wall was covered in green ivy, so it gave the impression that the angel was peeking out of a forest. I wonder if some ancient artisan made it. I imagine that's the case. It's kind of cool to have so many old things remaining in your town, don't you think? I bet if we moved here, we could also pretend we were living in the Middle Ages. That's all good and fine, but we should think about that after we finish paying off our loan for a 10-story apartment complex built with reinforced concrete. These buildings look like they're made from stone. Could they be like 2,000 years old or something? Takako furrowed her brows. Maybe. Makes you think of the Three Little Pigs, doesn't it? I like cozy wooden buildings. Would you prefer to live up north then? Apparently, the northern region of this place was affected by the architecture of neighboring countries, so they've got a lot of wooden buildings there. That's the first step to getting with him. I'm so smooth with it. What? What? How does that make it a step to get with him? It's written in the booklet. Here. She pointed at the picture of some mountain village. Then you can make homemade panini for me. Sure, but you're making the ham. What? The ham is gonna be homemade too? Takako shrugged. We continue down the road, our shoes clicking against the mosaic-laden pavement. It's that roof, right? Should be, but it doesn't feel like we're getting any closer. We can see the bluish roof of the Grand Cathedral towering above the other buildings in the distance. Long houses with no gaps in between them littered the streets, which made it impossible to take a straight path to any one direction. I feel like we kept wandering around in circles for the last 30 minutes without ever getting closer to that roof at all. We lost sight of the roof completely after a bunch of buildings with brown roofs blocked it from view. Since the time must have begun, considering there were only a few people wandering the streets, the rest were probably taking a break or napping. As I was examining a window with sturdy-looking Venetian shutters, a tourist carriage pulled by a horse passed by us. I'll go ask. Wait here. Takako darted after the carriage, disappearing into one of the small alleys. I hurried after her, but by the time I turned the corner, neither Takako nor the carriage were anywhere in sight. I bet she got lost like a dunce. After checking my watch and realizing it had been 5 minutes since Takako disappeared, I decided there was no point waiting any longer. I continued down the coiling stone road, using the roof of the Grand Cathedral as my landmark. I also made sure to check the booklet each time I found a significant-looking Gothic-style building or fountain. The booklet's pages seemed to look darker than before. I looked up and saw that the sun had moved to an angle where the buildings surrounding me almost completely blocked it from sight. I glanced behind me, noticing that both the road I came from and the direction I was heading in were completely devoid of people. I continued down a road full of shops with closed shutters and darkened displayed windows. If you know he not, then you're closer to your goal. A mere peasant would never understand. Give me some tips, Lightblade. I need some help. No, I refuse. You want help? Bond said, who's that, when I said Lightblade. I mean, the only help I can give is don't be afraid of rejection. He doesn't know my online name. Oh. Why would I let him know that? Laughing my fucking ass off? Bruh. What's your real online name? My real online name is Nico Giu. I continued quickening my pace and began to draw closer to another corner. However, right before I could make the turn, a person emerged from behind it and bumped into me. Whoa, Scusi. I'm sorry. You're Japanese? I looked up and saw a long-haired woman with a spirited look in her eyes. Her gaze traveled from my face to the booklet in my hands. Are you lost, she asked? These back streets are full of twisty turns and dead ends. It's kinda easy to get lost. I can show you the way out if you want. She gave me a friendly look. After I accepted her offer, she introduced herself as Fujisaki Nanai. She walked a short distance ahead of me, her heels confidently clicking against the stone pavement like it was her very own backyard. You're trying to get to the Grand Cathedral, right? She's probably heading that way too. What if you can't find her there? I'll go back to the hotel. It's probably for the best, yeah? Thanks. You're a lifesaver. Hey, don't sweat it. Even I was getting a bit anxious walking around on my own. I couldn't spot much anxiety in the confident smile she gave me. Most of the stores and government offices close around this time, and the place turns into a ghost town. In exchange, they stay up late and get up early. Being from Japan, I still don't quite get how their economy can function like that. Fujisaki kept bringing up all sorts of subjects, most likely trying to find something that would help incite a conversation. I suppose the siesta system won't stay around if it starts seriously hindering their economy, though. Yeah. And then all the Japanese will be shocked to hear that on the news. That it was a thing to begin with. Yeah, exactly. I kept answering the questions she brought up as we walked. I myself tried asking a thing or two. Fujisaka came from the Kansai region and was a year older than me. We were in kindergarten together. That's pretty incredible. Is it? Don't you have anyone like that, Miss Fujisaka? I was brought up in a mountain town in the middle of nowhere. I had a few friends like that until middle school, but they all eventually left to live in cities. Can't blame them for wanting to get out. Fujisaka spoke as she continued to lead me ahead. What do you do for a living, Miss Mizuno? I run a design company. Only founded it recently, though. You've got your own company? That's pretty incredible. What exactly do design companies do anyway? We design logos for other companies, advertisement posters, packages for all sorts of goods, and so on. We deal in anything as long as it falls under designing and doesn't exceed what our capabilities allow for. Did you come here for a commission too? Not really, I just like traveling. I see. Are you also traveling, Miss Fujisaka? You seem to be used to this area. I came here to buy furniture, you know, like couches, tables, and so on. You run a furniture store? Fujisaka shook her head without looking back at me. Nah, I run an inn back home. It's a western mansion that's been around since before the war, so a lot of our things are old and need to be replaced. That said, we can't afford to replace everything with expensive modern furniture, so I come here once in a while looking for materials to fix some of our old stuff, plus cheaper replacements for the things that are too old to do anything about. Can you buy those in Japan? You can, but it's expensive. Besides, I also like traveling. Fujisaka, who's slightly taller than me, shot a brief glance my way and continued walking forward. Where's this town of yours in Kansai exactly? It's in Hyogo. Wanna come visit us sometime? It's an ancient place, but you seem like the type who likes that kind of stuff. Yes, it sounds pretty interesting. My real name online is LightbladeZX. Oh, sorry, I mean Mikojiyu. Loading. Is your home in the hallway? I don't know, man. What I want to know right now is what the hell happened to Takako after she chased after that carriage? Did she get kidnapped? Did she die? Like, what the fuck, dude? Fujisaka pulled out a notebook from her jeans pocket and wrote down her address and contact information. I don't have a business card. Maybe it's about time I made one. She tore out a page from her notebook and handed it to me. In that case, I might visit you during one of my business trips. We continued down the street decorated with flower reliefs, and after passing through another narrow alleyway, found ourselves in front of a huge cathedral. Here we are. The silence that followed us through the long alleyways was instantly dispelled by the clamor of the tourists. This was by far the biggest square I'd seen today, made even more overwhelming by the grand cathedral looming above it. This is the Central Park, said Fujisaka. A sun clock towered in the center of the stone-paved square, with a set of tall stone pillars surrounding it in a cylindrical arrangement. I wonder if your friend is here. I glanced around in all directions one more time, but to no avail. Takako was nowhere in sight. I can't see her anywhere. Let's check out the inside of the cathedral. Fujisaka started toward the giant dome. From up close, the grand cathedral was so overwhelming it felt almost like it could fall over and crush you. We ascended the stairs, drawing closer to the entrance supported by 8 cylindrical and 4 rectangular columns. As I passed by them, I suddenly saw a pair of green twin tails dance in the air. They disappeared behind the humongous gates. Found her. Just as I was about to hurry after Takako, Fujisaka suddenly stopped. I guess this is goodbye then. I can't go into the cathedral dressed like this. She placed her palm on one of her sleeveless shoulders. I'd like to thank you somehow later. You're only gonna end up having to go through another adventure to find me. Rather than that, I think you should just enjoy the rest of the trip with your friend. Thank you very much. I don't know what I would have done without you. No problem. Anyway, you should probably hurry. I thanked Fujisaka and passed through the gates in pursuit of Takako. I took a quick glance back and saw Fujisaka waving me goodbye. Bro, Azure asks weird as fuck questions like, what is my real online name? Like, bruh, I'm not asking for your real name. I wouldn't even give you my real name. Shaking my head, it's so dumb sometimes. Just get smarter. A mere child could never compare. That temple we saw earlier followed a simple is best kind of philosophy, then this one seemed closer to gorgeous is best. Various colorful and fantastical pictures decorated the walls. Everything from the pillars to even the handrails had some sort of carving on them. A pillar of light descending from the ceiling illuminated both the statues of angels as well as the painting of heaven on the walls. Not letting my eyes linger on one spot for too long, I looked around for Takako, finally spotting her ascending the stairs under the huge Tiktorium. I followed after her, making my way up the spiral staircase. As I reached the veranda on the upper side of the Tiktorium, I ascended another small set of stairs leading further up. After going up another dark spiral staircase with no windows, I suddenly had to stop and narrow my eyes at the light coming from outside. The wind blew past my ears as I reached the outside of the Tiktorium. Opening my eyes, I was met by the vast, rust-colored cityscape stretching before me. I looked down at the Central Park and the various alleyways that Fujisaka and I traversed earlier. Sachi. As I looked over that breathtaking sight, all the while struggling to hold my hair in place against the fierce wind, I heard Takako's voice from nearby. I was looking for you, Sachi. Okay, I guess she's not lost. Takako, her expression colored by surprise, made her way through some people in the narrow passage and approached me. Before she could hug me, I squeezed her cheeks between my palms. Just where did you go? I kinda got disoriented after losing that carriage. And then... spotted this blue bird and started following it. Before I knew it, I was in the square. What are you, Midtil? Did the sight of an ancient town make your brain leap into a fantasy world? I heaved a long sigh. How do you know I'd be here? Well, you do love high places. We know each other so well, we don't even need words. I flicked her on the forehead. At least have the common decency to realize when I'm calling you an idiot. Before long, the orange of dust completely overtook the blue sky. The town below us seemed to have regained its life as people slowly began to fill the formerly deserted squares and alleyways. All's well that ends well. Takako scratched her belly. The darkening orange of the setting sun gradually painted the brown walls and tiles a deep hue of red, although the buildings seemed to be lined up haphazardly below us, creating nothing short of a maze. All the windows were perfectly designed to be on the same height. It felt as though they were forming a giant tree with numerous branches extending across the town. I'm slowly falling asleep watching this. Are you calling me boring? Wow, XYZ, ban her. Ban her right this instant. After looking around the Grand Cathedral and enjoying the nighttime streets for a while, we returned to the hotel. I drifted off to sleep pretty much the moment I climbed into bed, and ended up having a surprisingly vivid dream. A blonde girl in linen clothes was collecting flowers in her basket, standing in the field that would later become the market square. It all kind of reflected what Takako said back there. I continued observing her, being seemingly transparent myself. As I approached the girl to get a better look at the contents of her basket, she abruptly looked me straight in the eye, even though she wasn't supposed to see me. In that moment, the flower field disappeared as though swept away by a hurricane, turning into a field for executions. A man adamant to preach a philosophy that contradicted the tenets of the local doctrine was seized by the Inquisition and burned at the stake for refusing to renounce his beliefs. I felt as though his panicked eyes had been glaring at me through the flames. The next day, I told Takako about my dream as we moved south on the high-speed railway. She said her dream had aliens instead. She then started describing their countless characteristics and proceeded to never shut up about it. No, it's just that I've been awake since 6 a.m. I've been awake since 7:30. What's 6 a.m. anyway? Let me think. Yeah, I've been awake longer than you, I think. I've been awake longer than you. I've been awake... yeah. You haven't been awake that long, dude. You've literally been awake not even 12 hours. That's like literally fucking nothing. We're past 3 hours of me streaming, damn. Yo, Azure is West Coast, so they've only been awake for like freaking 11.5 hours. The light from outside made my eyelids flutter open. Longest I've stayed up is 2 days. Jesus. You awake? Yeah. The longest I've stayed up is 20 hours. 20 hours. You awake? I pulled Takako's jacket closer to my chest. She must have placed it on me while I slept. Takako sitting next to me was gazing at the clouds beyond the window. A massive mountain range stretching below them. We're almost home. What time is it? As Takako was looking for the clock, the plane speakers turned on, making an announcement in English. Takako finally pulled the clock out of her pouch. 8-ish. Have we already set it to Japanese time? Of course. I shifted my weight under the jacket and leaned against Takako's shoulder. I'll take another nap, so wake me up when we're about to land. Takako reassured me that she would. The last thing I saw before drifting off to sleep was the plane ticket in her hand. Narasaki welcomed me back with a steaming cup of coffee. Thanks. Rising from the sofa, I took the cup from her hand. Are you feeling okay? I'm fine. The smell of coffee dispelled the final remnants of my drowsy mood. It made the memories I experienced under hypnosis feel like a distant dream. Takako didn't go missing during our trip to Italy. I recounted the events I experienced under the effect of hypnosis. Narasaki nodded, and it seems like that trip occurred before Inukai joined your company. How do you know? I confirmed the date on the ticket with you. Oh, you can do that? I told you before the procedure, but your subconscious memories usually remain in your head a lot clearer than the ones you're conscious of. If I direct your consciousness properly during the hypnosis, I can learn details you would normally never remember under usual circumstances. Narasaki flipped a few pages of the medical record in her hands, then pulled out a piece of paper stuck between them. For starters, we learned that there is, after all, no proof of Takako working at the company after Inukai was hired. Well, I was the only one saying that anyway. Narasaki drew a line on the paper. Now there's nothing contradicting Inukai's statement. I suppose so. Narasaki crossed out the part of the timeline where I said Takako had disappeared. But now we've got another problem. When did Takako really disappear, and why did I think I kept traveling with her even after Inukai joined the company? Exactly. I took another sip of the hot coffee. The coffee Narasaki made was always incredibly bitter. When did Takako really disappear, and why did I think I kept traveling with her even after Inukai joined? I repeated the question within my still bitter mind. You talking about my cousin Cheng? How the F you know him? No proof. I'm a no. No proof, bro. How could I have any proof? I don't know your cousin. Bro, Azure, just go to bed, dude. You're weak as fuck, Rusty. Why the sour face? Narasaki smiled. It's the coffee. Let's call it a day. Narasaki continued as I remained silent. It's my job to think, and you've already used your head quite a bit today. Leave the rest to me and go take a break. Raising my face, I saw that Narasaki wasn't planning to give me any more questions for the time being. Alright. Gave her a reluctant reply. Don't worry, we're getting closer to the truth. It does seem that way. As I fell silent, Narasaki made a troubled face and returned to her desk. She then said she would give me some nutrients against exhaustion, just to be on the safe side. After that, she began filling out the prescription paper. As I absentmindedly gazed at her do her work, I spotted a piece of string peeking from her pocket. It was the same string she used to hang the 5-yen coin earlier. It was my first time, but hypnosis sure is incredible, isn't it? I had specific clues for the scenery and date this time around, so guiding you to those memories wasn't all that difficult. What do you do when you have no clues? Nothing. It'd be equivalent to trying to look for a book whose title you don't even know in a massive library. Here you go. She handed me the prescription paper. As I asked her about the medicine, she explained that those were just nutrients to compensate for the exhaustion the procedure might have caused me. What's going on, Jake? How you doing, bud? I remember you saying that you're a fan of Seabed. We're currently in the middle of trying to figure out if Takako is real or not. We don't know what the heck's going on. It's Takako. We know there's definitely an imaginary Takako. Did Takako disappear? Was Takako always imaginary? Who knows? B. Emotes, no. No, you're going to bed or what? Go. Oh, you're going. How's your weekend going, Jake? I entered the drugstore to see a family sitting on a bench, most likely waiting for their medicine to be prepared. Passed by the benches and handed the prescription slip to the clerk. Thank you. The female clerk unfolded the paper and gave it a closer look. Disc? Do you have any allergies? No. You have any questions about how to use the medicine? No. I'll call you when your medicine is ready. Feel free to sit down while you wait. The clerk rose from her seat and disappeared beyond the glass door, further behind the counter. I sat down on one of the benches and placed my handbag next to me. The rays of the warm afternoon sun fell on my legs through the drugstore window. The line between shadow and light quivered around the area of my knees. I moved slightly toward the shadowy area. As the bell rang, a man entered the store with a prescription slip in hand, prompting the woman I just spoke with to return to the counter. I could see 2 people in white coats walking back and forth between the shelves further beyond the counter. Miss Kasahara. Jake, I read that as Jack? Jack? I don't know. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, feel free to correct me. Jack, Jake. Cause like I don't know. I know Jake would be like 1K. So I figure I don't know if an extra K would make it turn into like a Jack sort of thing. Like Jack Demolay? I don't know who the heck a Jack Demolay is. Are you making up like fake historical people? Tengo sueño pero no me quiero dormir. That's closer, I guess. Jack is closer. All right, I'll go with Jack. I don't know how to. If you can give me a different pronunciation that is perfectly accurate, I'll try my best. But I'll go with Jack for now. If that's the closer one. I'm gonna look up this Jake Demolay. Or Jack Demolay. Oh, from Assassin's Creed? Jesus Christ. I've only played Assassin's Creed Origin and a little bit of Unity. I have Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and Brotherhood, but I haven't played them yet. The PS3. Doesn't matter to me? Okay. Good to know I'm not offending at least. Miss Kasahara Mitsuko. What have you been up to this weekend, Jack? Today? Oh yeah, I didn't tell a lot of you guys. I told Lord, but I didn't get to tell obviously Jack since they just got here, and I didn't get to tell XYZ or Light, Azure. But I went to a freaking Japanese restaurant today, and I got duck salad. It was my first time eating a salad, and it was my second time having duck. The first time I had duck, I made it myself. It was, I think I grilled it with Chinese 5-spice. But yeah, I got duck salad at the Japanese restaurant, and I got a miso soup. The waitress was really cute. I had a cute waitress today, a brunette, Japanese brunette chick, really hot. After I got out of there, I went to a wine store, and I got a 3-pack variety pack of sake. It had a Nigori Sayuri sake. It has a Junmai Ginjo sake, and it has a draft sake of some sort. So I tried a little bit of the Junmai Ginjo, and it's pretty good. Also, on the bus ride home, like, there was a family that apparently the kids, the 2 boys, are from the school that I work in. So they were all like telling their mom, "Oh, he's a teacher at our school." And then the mom was like, "Thank you for sharing your light with them. I appreciate all the work you teachers do. God bless." And I'm like, "Oh man, my pleasure." But I don't even teach her kids. And like, she knows I didn't teach her kids because, you know, the kids were like, "That's a teacher at my school, not that's my teacher." But man, she was like mad, like hyped and like mad grateful to see me and meet me, I guess. So it was pretty cool. So I had a good day today. I got some duck salad. You know what though? The duck salad wasn't really filling, and the soup. So I was gonna order yakitori, which is a chicken skewer. I was gonna try that, but the lady brought me my receipt quick instead of asking if I wanted anything else. So I was like, dang, I guess I'm just paying and leaving, huh? So I left, I bought my sake, and then I got home and I made 4 scrambled eggs, like 7 chicken nuggets, and I had a cinnamon bun. So I basically had like 2 lunches, because freaking salad does not freaking fill people up. I don't know how women eat salad for lunch all the time as if it's a meal, because that shit is not a meal. But yeah, guys, that's my story for today. That's a day in the life of GU. The female clerk called out a name in an emotionless tone. The mother of the family, sitting at the bench, put her newspaper down and walked over to the counter. I was about to pull a paper bag from the handbag I had left at my side, but I changed my mind, stopping my hand midway. I stood up and continued to the medicine corner, examining the various labels. For medicinal bath, compresses, nutrients. I was looking through the merchandise, trailing my finger against the labels as I read them. Salad? That tastes like sad. It was actually pretty good, man. The duck tasted phenomenal. You know, spinach and lettuce and cucumbers and cherry tomatoes are fine. The only thing I didn't like was, it was something yellow and sweet. I think it might have been slices of mango. That I didn't really care for much. But the rest of the salad was awesome. But it was like too much money considering it doesn't fill you up. Brown rice, mixed grain, glutinous rice. They actually had 1 kilogram packs of glutinous rice here. Glutinous rice? Miss Sachiko? Have you found what I was looking for? Continue to the counter. I hate salads. I want to try more salads just to see, like, how they are. Get a feel for them before I make, like, a final decision on whether or not I hate salads. But so far, that first salad, like, yeah, the duck was really good, but it didn't leave, like, the strongest impression. I caught a taxi as I left the drugstore and told the driver the address of my office. It didn't even take 10 minutes to reach my destination. I think if I would have had, like, a duck skewer, like they do with the freaking, the chicken skewers that I just said the name of and suddenly forgot the name of, the yakitori, I think I would have enjoyed, like, duck skewers a lot more. Can I have the receipt, please? After fiddling around with the taximeter, the driver printed out the receipt. I took it from his gloved hand and after paying the fare, stepped out of the car. Smoked salmon salad is good. Man, my favorite thing that I've had with salmon so far is something that I also made myself. And it was grilled teriyaki salmon. So I bought the salmon, I freaking deboned it. I marinated it in a teriyaki sauce that I made myself. I don't remember 100%, but I think it might have had soy sauce, mirin, and a few other things. And yeah, that was the best salmon thing I had ever. I'm meeting an old friend from 5th grade. I don't think I've had a lot of things smoked except for like smoked bacon. I wanted to like build my own hot smoker at one point, but I never did. And then one of my IRL friends is saying that he wants to buy a hot smoker. I don't know, man. Jack, tell me what are some of your other games that you like to play. Since I already know you play Seabed, what are some more of your favorite titles? I'm meeting an old friend from 5th grade tomorrow. Pretty excited, to be honest. Oh man, that sounds pretty cool. What are you guys gonna do? I don't debone my fish, I eat the bone. Yeah, you'll freaking die. You'll kill yourself if you eat fish bone. Although, you could probably save the fish bones and use them to make like a fish broth type of thing. I opened the office doors to see Unikai working at his desk. Hello. Unikai gave me a glance. How's the revision going? No issues so far. I glanced at Fumi standing next to him. She seemed to be really into her work, almost leaning over the desk with her fingers practically on fire as she typed. Her mouth also kept moving her ever so slightly, almost like that of a hungry fish. Just hang out pretty much. So you're just gonna sit on a sofa and like stare at each other. Stare at each other until you fall in love with them instead of bond. Bro, my old friend is from 5th grade. That kid used to be so quiet, but now he can't shut up, lol. Damn, bro. He turned into Nico Giyu. I listened to what she was mumbling to herself. I wonder if it'd be better if I aligned the text to the right here. But the colors of the background and the letters overlap there, making them too hard to read. I suppose I could lower the saturation of the background. It's like she's in a trance. Unikai adjusted his glasses. Who do you think she's talking to? It's not the first time this happens. Considering the way she talks at times like this, I believe she's discussing matters with those sheep sitting on her desk. Unikai directed his emotionless gaze at Fumi. With the sheep? I glanced at her desk, realizing all the sheep from the one on the shelf wearing a tuxedo to all the normal ones around her monitor were aligned in a way that made it seem like they were observing her work. I believe she goes over the entire process one more time, summarizing the important points by making presentations to them. Then, to avoid too much subjectivity influencing her work, she asks the sheep for opinions, improving her designs according to their feedback. I see. Fumi is prone to making careless mistakes, but she's about 30% more effective in that trance-like state of hers. I see. This has been one complicated project, so I can't exactly blame her for becoming like this. She's a female. Damn, even better. I'll fall in love with a female too. I'm not into her. It's okay if you're into her. If you're into her, Azure, just send us a pic of the two of you kissing, so I could put it in the Just Yuri Things channel on Discord, okay? Fumi's hand suddenly froze in place as her eyes darted to Inukai. Her posture remained completely unchanged. Inukai, I need to discuss something after I'm done with this. After that, she returned her eyes to the monitor and resumed the work. Not yet. Then again, it's pretty incredible she's able to do that much in such a short time span. With those words, Inukai picked up his teacup and cleared its contents with a single gulp. Is this like a new chapter? Alright, I guess this is where we'll end stream for now. Because we've been at it for how long now? Like 3.5 hours? Yeah, like just over 3.5 hours. So I think that's about where I wanted to be at. Tomorrow, Saru and I will be streaming a One Piece waifu tier maker featuring over 100 One Piece waifus. So if you guys want to hang out some more, feel free to come to tomorrow's One Piece waifu tier maker. It'll be streamed here on YouTube starting around I don't want to say around the same time. Might start streaming a little bit earlier. Today I started streaming an hour late because I needed to charge the Switch's Joy-Cons. So yeah, I'm probably gonna go for around noon Western time tomorrow and around 3 p.m. EST. Cool stuff. Gotta check the stuff I missed from the VOD later. Heck yeah. Are you in the Discord, Jack, or do you want a Discord link? You can, if you're in the Discord, you'll get stream announcements, get to chat with everyone. We have an awesome waifu channel where I post waifu pics. Sometimes other people post waifu pics and all that good stuff. There's also a Yuri channel, Just Yuri Things, where I post, you know, some stuff that I find sometimes. That's like my new favorite channel. Let me get you a Discord invite just in case. Alright, I copied some sort of link. Alright, here's a Discord invite. If you're a streamer or anything, I know you post like YouTube videos. I've seen those. So for those of you guys who don't know, Jack posts like videos checking out the woods in Finland and other things. Very scenic, very relaxing. So go to his channel if you want to check out his videos. I've subscribed to him already. The rest of you can subscribe as well. But yeah, if you're a streamer, let me know, because there's a streamer role for streamers in my Discord, and there's a whole roles channel for other roles that you might be interested in that you could check out. Yeah, okay. See you tomorrow, GU. Yeah, you better be there tomorrow, Azure, and you better not run away to go to the mall and buy ice cream this time. Oh yeah, Azure, tell your friend that you're meeting tomorrow to subscribe to Nico GU, alright? Do some promotion. Tell her you met this really awesome streamer dude who's just so charming and pleasant to talk to. And yeah, tell the rest of your friends too. Just spread the word, okay? We're trying to reach those 200 subscribers. I'm 3 subscribers away from 200. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Pull for me. Tell all your friends. Post it on your school bulletin boards. All that good shit. Imagine being a streamer. Bro. I'm the freaking best streamer, like, in the world, dude. I'm so friendly. So polite. So endearing. I think that's a good word to describe me. Endearing. Alright, I think Jack is in there as Flea Buster. I'm gonna call him Buster. I'm not letting them see this channel. Nah, F that, bro. You better let them see this channel. How dare you not promote me after saying that I'm your favorite big brother? I'll subscribe from other accounts. That helps too. I'll take that. But how dare you not promote your favorite big brother? I'm gonna go cry now. Alright, geez, all the copium you need. I'm gonna need massive amounts of copium. And that yakitori that I never got, and I'm probably gonna have to drink all 3 bottles of my sake now. Shit. Alright, guys. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. Eat well, sleep well. Looking forward to chatting with you guys some more soon. Jack, I usually stream Seabed on Saturdays. So I'll be streaming next Saturday around the same time if you want to see more of the seabed live. So look forward to that. It's full of Yuri and hentai. Whatever it is. Are you talking about my YouTube channel? That's what makes it so good. Just tell them about it. They'll enjoy it. Tell them it's not about the content. It's about the streamer. It's about the content creator. He's so passionate. He's so outgoing. You know what I mean? You don't have to sell the content. Sell me, okay? I am the content anyway. Alright, guys. Have a nice night. Take it easy. Until next time.